the roots, he let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.
What's going on? What's going on, man? We live from the boxing section, man. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Listen, man. We got to talk about the PBC tonight, man. We got to really dive in to see what the hell is going on over there and why the hell they allow Richard Hitchens to free himself out of that contract, man. We got to know what's going on. Let me put I think I put the link in the chat already, but I'll put the link in the chat one more again. It's time for y'all to hop on. Maybe hop on the panel, chop it up, have a good time. Y'all know what's going on. Yeah, so I don't understand, man, how you let somebody like that go. He's building a name for himself. He was starting to come into his own physically, you know, and with boxing skill, and he had some great performances, man. So I don't understand, you know, how they let him go like that, man. And I just think, I think it's their money, man. I don't think they got the money, and I don't think Floyd's gonna put the money into it. Also, I think they still manage Gervonta Davis, bro. That's what I think. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Okay, let me see. Cause I'm not at my computer right now, so that's why I ain't able to do I ain't been able to do any of the what's the names as far as like adding stuff on and things like that. So, man, look, man, look, perfect. But Taylor Bell, salute to you, my brother, for coming on in here, man. 817, what's going down? Centaurs Boxing, we in the building, man. I appreciate y'all for holding it down. Listen, man, we was on Fred's show, man. We had one of the deepest, best conversations that needed to be had. So we ended up being stuck, but shit, we here now, and we having a good time. We'll have a great time tonight. I'm just waiting on everybody to jump on in. If not, you know, we're gonna ride along. But that would have been a great fight, bro. That would have been some good shit. You know what I'm saying? But Brandon Lee is with PBC, so I think he's an Al Haymon fighter. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure exactly who he with, but yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling to me though, man. I thought that guy was coming up. He was coming with a good name. He was starting to become something, and they just was like, fuck it, you know, we're gonna let him go. And I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, man. I think it was some Mayweather coward shit. You know what I mean? Some sucker shit that he be on. Champion Heart, what's going on, man? Salute to you, my brother. Daddy. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Say, how are you guys doing?
How are you guys doing?
Nani, say hi. Say hi. Hi. They can't see you, though. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. All right, go. Yes, sir, man. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you, man. Champion Heart in the fucking building. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Champion's Heart. His new YouTube channel, Cooking with the Champ LLC. God damn it, he's a likable guy. You know what I'm saying? Centos, once you join the panel, you old decrepit son, bitch. I gotta stop cussing on here too, man. I did a hell of a job today with Stitch. I ain't cussed one time, man. I'm proud of myself. So I'm gonna start. I gotta stop cussing so much, man. You know what I mean? Hold on, real quick, because I gotta make sure I get Champion Heart's comment. Hold on, real quick, man, because I need to make sure that I give him this wrench real quick. I'm tripping. You already got one. Yeah. y'all know who coming in right now. He will be divorced soon. No other than the costume himself, the Dirty Deacon, Centos Chronicles himself, Centos Boxing.
What it do? Live
What the business is.
in the living color. I'm here. I'm rolling. Getting a little late start, but it's all good. Had a great day yesterday after work. As far as getting back in yesterday, spend time with the girl. I've been spending a lot of time this past month or so. Wonderful, man, and it's been a blessing. So, I fulfilled my days of separation with the former. It's been wonderful, man. A lot of obstacles have been moved out of the way by the grace of God. Unfortunately, came in the blessings came in disguise, but it's been real, man. And I had a great day. Thank God for it, and moving forward. And soon and very soon, we are going to see the King, but soon and very soon, I will be late.
You breaking up, man. You breaking up like
dude.
Crazy. Oh, positive. What's going on, man? So breaking up like crazy.
I was breaking up.
Breaking up.
You good now?
What was the last thing you heard me say? Clear.
You love something.
Yeah, I forgot, man. Yeah, I just got in, being in.
What was the last thing you heard me say, Cal? That was clear.
I don't know. So we
play. It don't matter. Pretty soon I'll be applying a lot of wood to a lot of God's children, female version of his children, and it's my duty to please the booty. That's what's going down.
Santos talking about that wood tonight, ain't you? Talking about that wood.
Yeah, man. I'm preserving it to a certain extent. You know, I got a few more weeks. I run wild like a unruly child. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be demonstrating, orchestrating, and infatuating a lot of females. Yeah.
Don't forget penetrating.
Give it about a good 4 to 6 months. I start having some wild chronicles again. You understand? New stories.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Stories.
Hey, your woman stepped out of line so we can have Deacon Chronicles.
It's going down for real. I mean, the roster's forming together. You know, the roster's coming together real nicely. Just I got to be careful how I move at this very moment. You know, I just signed off on just signed off on my loan to finalize the separation of the exit out on the mortgage. So I got to pay out some money though, but it's all good. It'll be the best money I paid out in a long time. So I'm looking forward to it. She saw that when she came by the house yesterday for the signing. She saw how the crib was forming up into a real neat, clean bachelor spot. You understand me? Like, this fool right here about to set it off, and she's right. I'm about to set it all the way off.
Hey, listen, you know what you got to do, right? Sitos.
Yeah, what's that?
You gotta make it a sports. You gotta make it a sports bar, bro. You gotta do hella TVs in there, man. Hella memorabilia, all the shit, man. It's gotta be a man cave.
Y'all go wrong, man. That's what you ain't understanding, man. See, if you do that, then when the women come by there, they gonna think. Which I ain't planning to have a whole lot of them up there. I plan to leave my DNA in multiple areas. You know what I'm saying? Instead of my own crib, but. At the same time, you have a special gal that you holler at, man. She come up in there, she gonna see it all duded out. She ain't gonna feel that too tough. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the a certain portion of the house unisex and elegant, and then you have your little section where you got your man cave or whatever, and it might be duded out. You know what I'm saying? That way she understands she got a little place in there she can feel comfortable at. And see, that's mistake. That's a misconception, as they say in coming to me. That's a misconception of your homies, young homies. You understand? You can't do the whole crib in like a dude now. Plus, I like my house to look like a home when I walk into it. You did? So, no, it's going. I always got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Look here. I am allowing a female to give me a little ladies touch in some of the decorations, but it ain't gonna be. Hold on.
BJ, Big Dog, what's going on, man? Big Dog, what's going on?
But she already she can't floss me all the way out like a female. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be a little unisex, a little feel.
You got 4 bedrooms. Toast, man. Turn one of the bedrooms into a sports bar, man.
Say it again.
No, you got 4 bedrooms, man. Turn one of the bedrooms to a sports bar, man.
No, it's only a 3-bedroom, bro. It's on 3-bedroom.
It's only one of you, nigga.
No, all the bedrooms are gonna have beds in them. I got a bonus room now. That's what my man cave is. We run it, the smallest television. Well, no, let's see. I'm about to buy. I got an 80-inch in my bonus room. About to get a 75-inch for the living room. The place at 60. I have a 55 in my bedroom. The other 2 bedrooms I can care less about. See, I gotta look, man. I got some ladies coming up for a visit the end of August, man. They gotta feel comfortable because one of them might get slayed. I don't know. One of them might get slayed before things work out. You know what I'm saying? I'm laying in the right now. So you want them to feel comfortable. You understand? They weren't particularly coming to see me. They were coming to see somebody that they know in the area. But they figured they'll hang out with the brother. Oh man, I got a call. Hey, let me take this call and I'll be back, Kai.
All positive. What's going on, Big Dog?
I'm living, man. I'm living my life, man. Sending positive vibes, blessings to each and every one of you listening. How's everybody doing?
It's all good, man. So talk to me, man. Are you excited for this weekend, Joe Joyce?
Come on, man. I ain't excited for no Joe Joyce fight. Come on now. No. No, I mean, I don't got anything against the guy, but come on, man. I ain't excited for that. I'll watch. I'm watching though. Of course, I'm gonna watch. But that's how it goes, man. I watch all the fights. I'm one of those boxing purists.
I'm excited for that fight. To be honest with you.
No, man. I think it'll be a good fight, but it's not something that I'm really anticipating. The fight of the year for me was last weekend. That other fight I was anticipating the most. So in this Joe Joyce fight, what's gonna happen after he beats Hammer? Is he gonna fight Fury, or is Fury gonna vacate the title and Wilder gonna fight Joe Joyce?
Oh, positive. You can keep talking, bro. I gotta have to.
Oh yes, I was wondering what was gonna happen after this fight, man. Was he gonna after Joe Joyce beats Hammer, was Fury gonna vacate the title, or was he gonna vacate the title and Wilder comes back and he fights Joe Joyce, or is he gonna fight Fury? I don't think Fury's gonna fight no more, man. I don't know. It's gonna take a lot of money to get him to come back, you know. And also, what's his name? Breeze is fighting. Breeze is fighting this weekend too. Cruiserweight champ.
Program?
No. Marius Breedis, a cruiserweight champ.
I don't even know who that is, fam.
Yeah, he's a cruiserweight champ, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not known that much, but he's a pretty good fighter, man. Defense title. Like I said, there's not really that many big fights this weekend, you know. But the good thing about the Joe Joyce fight, it is in the UK, so it's gonna be in the afternoon. And I do like UK fights. So I don't like waiting till midnight to look at a fight. But that's the way things are.
Yeah, I mean, I like Joe Joyce, man. He's
I
nice
don't have a problem. He's a dope fighter. I like him.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you the truth though, bro. Man, that nigga Fred show been hella intense these last couple days, bro.
Oh yeah, I've been listening. Man. I ain't really been calling in, but I've been listening to Jay, man. Because I know a lot of people got a different opinion on certain.
Hop on the panel, Deuce. You know what time it is?
But July 13th, man. July 13th. A couple weeks. You got the Nietes and Ioka, two of the top fighters at junior bantamweight 115. They're fighting for the WBO title. That's one of those weekday fights. It's one of those weekday fights. Going to be early in the morning. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know exactly what day, but it's going to be early in the morning.
I hate them early morning ass shit.
I love them, man. I love them 9 o'clock fights, man. I love them 9 o'clock fights in the morning in Japan. I love them.
I hate that.
But and I don't know what day it is, but Ryan Garcia is fighting Fortuna this next month in July. I don't know the exact date. I think Amanda Serrano got a fight coming up. I think that's in August sometime. Amanda Serrano got a fight.
That's
coming
August 6th.
Yeah, August 6th. That's right. Yeah, because they're acting like the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fight. It might not happen.
He can't get cleared.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading. It's not gonna happen. I know Mick's gonna be bummed over that. I know he's Jake Paul's biggest fan. So
yeah,
there's a lot of big fights, man, coming up, man, especially in August, man. I think Teofimo Lopez is coming back as well.
Yeah, man, we at that fight.
Are you going to that?
Yeah, but I'm going for Trizy though.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when is Usyk Joshua fight? When is that? Exact date.
You said who now?
When is Usyk and Joshua fighting?
I don't even know, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I know it's the summer, but I don't know the exact date.
Listen,
I know it's...
Deuce Times, you just starting shit now, dog. You don't believe that you talking about.
I'm reading.
Deuce Times just be bullshitting.
Oh man, Dude's trying to get a new mix, huh? Nah, man, Muhammad Ali overrated. I can't agree with that one.
That boy
Yeah,
crazy.
who you got in this? Who you got in this Canelo Triple G fight?
Huh?
Who you got in this Canelo Triple G fight?
You said who I got in what?
Canelo fight. Canelo and Triple G.
Come on, man. Don't disrespect my YouTube channel with that shit, man.
Well, I mean, I think Canelo stops him this time. I think he stops him.
I don't know. That nigga got a chin. That nigga be getting
Yeah,
punched
yeah,
all
but
his
no,
fucking head.
he's gonna stop him to the body though. I think it's gonna be the accumulation of punishment because as we've seen, not Canelo, but Triple G hates them body shots, man. And he's been getting weaker and weaker. And I think 168 is probably Canelo's best weight that I've seen him at.
I don't even know.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be it's a lot of good fights, man. I mean, 2022 has shocked me. Like the past 4 weeks, it's been like big fight after big fight.
Daddy, please break me.
Kylie Marie, you just want to do whatever you want to do tonight, huh?
Oh, you doing it? I wanted to be my name, please.
Yes, Kylie.
Dad, you don't have to show all your pants. Dad, you don't have to show all your pants.
What?
You don't have to show all your pants.
It's in my car, baby.
You don't have to jacket or your shirt.
Hold on, I'm gonna let you talk to the people because you just want to talk to the people, huh?
Hey, what's going on?
Come here, Kylie. Come here. You gonna say something?
What's going on, Kylie? How you doing, Kylie?
See, you ain't trying to.
You did?
Come on.
What?
Hello, how you doing?
What you say?
Come on, Kylie.
What you say?
Hold on real quick, bro.
Yo, your boy Deuce Time's tripping, man.
He just making jokes. He making
Deuce Time's trolling, man.
Whoa,
Stop
making
it, Deuce.
he just making jokes. That might not
So-
be his page. That might be somebody else's page.
It's gotta be, man. That man is seriously trolling.
Man, these kids crazy. They just want to be great tonight.
Okay, well, make sure you.
So when you go to the fight, man, you gonna go live at the fight?
Can't really go live from the fight because
They don't
music
allow
and stuff like that. Because of the music,
Okay, yeah, that's right. You loud and stuff like that.
yeah, you can't really.
What's up, man? Y'all,
It's
yeah,
hard to go
I gotta go to one of these fights and do a meet and greet with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but y'all take a picture.
got
Don't
to.
put my picture online because I'm pretty known,
Here
man.
he
So.
go. Here he go.
Look, I had another channel. My other channel was getting way more views than I'm showing my face. I don't want my face out there like that no more, man.
Hey, did you go to the pen or something? Because you always talking about not having your face nowhere, okay?
Nah, man, I just I'm trying to keep a low profile because I used to do this hip hop thing too, and I was DJing. I know a lot of quite a few famous people. You know what I'm saying on the underground circuit as far as hip hop. I mean, I was connected in that hip hop thing. I mean, I told Mex about it. Mex know some of my credits, production credits, stuff like that. But I don't want to be famous, man. It's my whole thing. I don't want to be known. I want to be low key.
We all know who Positive Network is, man.
I mean, I just want to be low key. That's why I never put my face up no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm ugly, because I think I'm a fine individual right there. The girls like me, but I just don't want to be known. I'm the type of person by the time I reach the age of 60 or 70, I want people to forget about me and I existed. That's how.
Man, what the hell is that, man? You got no kids, huh?
Nah. I love the kids though, man. All my first cousin grandchildren, they love coming stay with me.
Jay-Z is one of the greatest rappers to ever touch the earth, and y'all talking about he overrated. Man, y'all kidding.
Nah, Jay-Z's dope, man. I don't know why everybody get this. It's Jay-Z. Jay-Z's a dope rapper, man. I think Jay-Z and Nas are both dope rappers. I think both of them are great rappers, all-time greats.
Who got the best of who in that series?
Well, I think they both. If I'm gonna get a slight edge to somebody, I'll probably get a slight edge to Nas. But I think both made great songs. They're like most people be like, "Yo, Ether trash" or Takeover trash. I think Takeover's a great record. I think Ether's a great record. You know what I'm saying? But I think Jay-Z, where he messed up at is that Jay-Z came back with Super Ugly too quick after Ether. If he had waited and came out with the Blueprint 2 next instead of Super Ugly, then people would have viewed it a little bit different. But I think Super Ugly kind of messed him up. Because Super Ugly wasn't really a good
what's
record.
going on, man?
Good record, you know. But I like both Jay-Z and Nas. I don't think neither guy is trash or overrated. I think Jay-Z is great, but my problem with Jay-Z is that Jay-Z didn't always make the best records that he could. He just made records that, you know, I'm gonna put this out there for the people, for to get the club spins and that. But Jay-Z, he's very capable of making a flawless record. We've seen that with the Blueprint. We've seen it with Reasonable Doubt. But he saw after Reasonable Doubt, he's like, okay, I'm not getting exposure. And then when he came with the Blueprint didn't sell that much. He's like, well, people don't want to hear good music. They want to hear catchy music. And that's why Jay-Z went back to making that. But, you know, even with 444, he went back to making a dope album. I mean, he's very capable of making a flawless album, but he just chooses not to. That's his choice. And I understand it. At the end of the day, as a businessman, I understand it. Even though I may not like his albums like that, but I understand.
I think Jay-Z is so dope, bro.
Yeah, he is. I agree. I'm like I've always told New Yorkers, I'm not from Brooklyn or Queens, so I don't have to choose. You know, I'm not from Brooklyn, Queens, but I think both of them are dope rappers. Brandon Watson, the Blueprint sold, but Blueprint wasn't one of Jay-Z's highest selling albums. It sold like 2 million. I mean, like the Hard Knock Life sold 5 million. And what was the Black albums? I think that sold like 3 million. And others sold more. Blueprint 2 sold like 3 million, something like that. But the Blueprint 2, the regular Blueprint wasn't his highest selling album. It wasn't one of his highest selling albums. It was like 2 million records. And he sold way more on other records. Like Jay-Z's best selling album is far from his best selling album, far from his best album. Like The Hard Knock Life sold 5 million. So, you know, that's far from his best album. And the same with Reasonable Doubt. It took Reasonable Doubt 7 years to go platinum, from 96 to 2003. So his best albums aren't his highest selling albums. But that's with a lot of artists. So it's not just Jay-Z. Illmatic isn't one of Nas's highest selling albums. It took that 9 years to go platinum. So I'm not saying Blueprint 2 didn't sell. It sold 2 million records, but it didn't sell as much as the other ones that were inferior to Blueprint.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. American Gangster was a good album, bro.
Yeah, some dope songs. Like I like the I forget the name of these songs, man. Rock Boys, yeah, the Rock Boys, that was my joint right there. I love that song. I didn't like Hello Brooklyn. Didn't like, you know, the Beastie Boys sample with Lil Wayne. I didn't like the Hello Brooklyn at all.
You ain't like that joint?
Nah. I didn't even like the Beastie Boys song that came from. I didn't like that.
Hello,
but like, as far as it's a dope album though. It was definitely a dope album, man. Like Jay-Z's got some dope albums. He got some dope joints in his discography, man. You can't deny it. You can't deny the man's greatness. It goes for both him and Nas. You can't deny both of their greatness. The greatest of both of those guys, man.
Oh, they're gonna deny it though.
Nah, I mean, you know, we went through this back in the day, but we've been through this back in the 80s and the early 90s with Kane and Rakim. You know, Rakim's my guy, but Kane's my guy. But you know, Rakim fans like, nah, we listen to both of them, but it was like, nah, Rakim would have killed Kane, and Kane fans like Kane would have got Rob. Like, look, man, you gotta appreciate both of them, man. You don't have to choose one or the other. Yeah, but for real though, as far as discographies, I think one of the best discographies, like, even though Jay-Z got a great discography, I wouldn't say that it's the greatest hip-hop discography. Like, if you're talking about a discography in which an artist doesn't have any bad albums, because Jay-Z does have a couple bad albums,
Which one else?
The one with the one with Kanye West was pure garbage. Watch it again.
Nah.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
Come
Watch
on,
the
right
throne.
side.
It was horrible. Watch the throne. And what's the other one? I didn't like that. The Kingdom Come.
Niggas in Paris.
Come on. No. 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 Nah, man. Yeah, I couldn't get with that. Though it did have a couple of good joints up there, but it just nah. Nah. If you were to talk about like a discography, like Busta Rhymes may not have any classic albums, but Busta Rhymes doesn't have one album you can say, yo, this album's trash. And that's as well as Dub C. Dub C doesn't have one bad album in this whole entire discography, dating back to 91. Even though he may not, his albums aren't touted as much on the East Coast, but Dub C doesn't have any bad albums. And he's got about 8 to 10 albums.
Man.
Yeah, but Nas got
Okay,
a
so
couple
Body
bad
Work by
ones.
himself. Body Work
Who?
by himself.
Who?
Body
So
of
what?
Work by himself. What you think?
Who we talking about as far as hip hop?
Jay-Z.
What, entire body work?
No, I'm saying his discography without
His
by
discography is not bad. No, it's not. He has a great discography. I'm just saying he's got a couple albums that.
No, I'm saying
You know.
by himself. What bad album did he have by himself?
Oh, by himself. Like I said, I didn't like the Kingdom Come. It's not whack, but it's not great. It's not very good. The Kingdom Come album. Wasn't the name of the one he came back with Dre? Was that Kingdom Come?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the album? The one with Show 'Em What You Got. The Show 'Em What You Got beat. The one they took Just Blaze did from the Public Enemy sample. See the album. See, I didn't like the album so much I don't forgot the name of it. You know what I'm saying? I think it was called Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come album. The one he came back with Dre, and Dre did like half the album. Yeah, it was Kingdom Come.
Keep giving this game about this music, man. I gotta move my car up some more.
Okay, yeah. I was like, yeah, Kingdom Come. I didn't like the It's not Kingdom Come, not trash, but I didn't like that Kingdom Come album, man. I'm like, because Jay he did the Black album, and he retired. Then he came back with the Kingdom Come album some years later, and Dre did the beats, and it wasn't a trash album, but it was like, nah, man, it was like a miss. It was like a miss for that, and I wasn't feeling out, man. But yeah, and as far as Nas, we know Nostradamus wasn't that good either. That was not a good album as far as that goes. But but like, you got to think about. I got into Jay-Z early because I remember when Jay-Z was Jazz Hype, and I still got the vinyl around here, and also I remember Jay-Z he was with the Original Flavor. Then he on '94 he was on the Big Daddy Kane, the Daddy's Home album. He was on the song Show and Prove with Sauce Money, Shaheem, and ODB on that joint. Big Daddy Kane, all them Show and Prove. And then in '95 he was on the Time to Build joint with Mike Geronimo with Ja Rule and DMX. And that's when he had little singles here that then he came in '96 with the Reasonable Doubt. And I remember in the summer '96, Jay-Z was about to drop. It wasn't about Jay-Z. It was about Nas' second album coming. It was about Outkast's second album coming out. Helter Skelter had a joint dropping. Pudgy had his single, and his album was about to drop, which got shelved and never dropped. But nobody was really paying attention to Jay-Z. He had the Ain't No Nigga song, the Ain't No Nigga joint with Foxy Brown, which was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack. But when the album dropped, I mean, people really didn't pay attention to it. They didn't pay attention to it, and it kind of came and went, and people they kind of slept on him because my cousin was just like, "Why you always talking about Jay-Z?" I'm like, "Yo, this guy Jay-Z is serious." I was like, "Yo, this dude Jay-Z is the truth." And matter of fact, I'm gonna show you this picture right here, Kyle. I'm gonna show you this picture. Hold on. I still got my original. Let me see. I got this thing right. Hold up. Yeah, there he is. There you go. I try to put on the turntable. Yo, that's the original Reasonable Doubt CD right there. You can see that. Yo, it's the gun art. The one with the gun art on it. I don't know if you can see that. And the gun art design, and also, if you look on the back of it, there's no Def Jam emblem because the album wasn't on Def Jam, it was on Freeze Records, distributed by Priority. Def Jam, after he blew up with the Hard Knock Life, a year later, 99, Def Jam got the rights to it, and then they reissued it under Def Jam. But this is the first Reason Without, the original pressing, Freeze Records, Priority, Rockefeller, with the gun art design on it right there. A lot of people don't have that because it went gold, and then it got taken off the shelf. So it's hard to get this album until 99 if you didn't get it in 96. This is the original Reason Without. And I have vinyl of I don't have this album vinyl, but I have 12 inches of the album, certain songs from the album. So yeah, I've been rocking with Jay-Z for a long time.
Hold on. You ain't done yet.
So what?
You ain't done yet.
What do you mean? What you say? Why you say that?
Hell no.
Why?
Hell no. Nuh-uh. Hell no.
What do you mean I ain't done?
Yeah, you ain't done. You gotta show some more, bro. Hell no.
Oh, yo. I just have my jazz record. I mean, let me show you this jazz record right here. This is the jazz original Hawaiian Sophie joint right here.
Damn.
Right? Hawaiian Sophie, the 12-inch. And look at the back cover. Because I've been showing this to people to come by. And I was like, yo, Jay-Z's been around for a long time. This is 1989. Jay-Z's been around for a while. This is not a repress. This is the original copy.
How did you know to keep that like that in that condition?
Well, dude, sometimes, when you're a DJ, you buy doubles. But I got that. I got that a few years later. I didn't get that in 89. I probably got that in the 90s. I got that one in the 90s. But I didn't get that exactly in 89. But yeah, it was Jazzo was very popular, man, at the time. When Jazzo came up, let me show you this other one right here. Now I don't know how many copies I got of these. These are original pressings of the Blueprint. These are not represses. This is the original pressing of the Blueprint when it dropped. I bought it on CD and I bought it on vinyl when it dropped in September of 2001. The original pressing, right there. I'm saying it's the blue record. See, the blue record, the original pressing, the Blueprint. You know what I'm saying? So I bought these. I'm a DJ, so I buy double copies and stuff. So, and this is the original pressing of the Blueprint 2. I didn't really like the Blueprint 2 that much. You know what I'm saying? But I bought the CD and the vinyl. So I'm a Jay-Z fan. I like Jay-Z and Nas. I like both of them. I mean, I ain't got no beef with either one of these guys, man. So when I criticize Jay-Z, everybody be like, yo, you criticize Jay-Z, you hating. I'm like, I can't hate on Jay-Z. I buy this man's records. I always buy that man records. I'm a DJ. That's what I do, man.
You ain't done yet.
No, I'm done. What you want to see? What else you want to see? What you want to see? I got a lot of rare stuff, man. I got a lot of rare stuff, man.
You ain't done yet. Hold on, cuz.
What?
What's up, Pittsburgh? Hey, he holding out. Yo.
Okay. I share a little bit more. Hold on. Hey, I'm going on the record. I'm going to record shelves. I'm digging. Okay.
Yeah.
Original pressings. Original pressings.
Nigga, you just showed us the Blueprint album, nigga. The vinyl in this blue.
Yeah, that was the original pressing. I don't do repress. I rarely do represses. The only time I do a repress is if I can't find original copy. This is the original copy of Ready to Die. Both original copies because they came out twice. Not a repress. Matter of fact, yeah, $11.99. It's the original pressing of Ready to Die.
Yeah.
Still got the price, and they reissued it again. Like this is like around the same year they did it, like a year later, whatever, or next year. Same year, I forget. It was like 25, 26 years ago, whatever, 28 years ago. But it's the original pressings. My case is kind of banged up. You can see original pressings, man.
Hey, you
That's
listening
what I
to
do.
that new stuff that they got going on with you ever heard of Tokyo Myers?
Never heard of it.
Never
Never
heard
heard
that,
of it.
brother?
No, he's a
Nah,
rapper.
nah, it's a little bit different music. You look him up, you'll see what he is. He's a British cat, black guy,
Oh,
tall
okay.
black dude. He was on one of those American Got Talent things, but he played like a old music and kind of mix it in with the new, and it's only music. It's only beats. It's no singing on top of it.
Oh,
You-
okay. So he's like like an instrumentalist. You know what I'm saying? I listen to stuff and type of stuff.
yeah, you enjoy him. You enjoy him. Trust me, if you listen to him, you be like, oh, this is pretty dope.
Because I'm not solely into just hip hop music. I like R&B music first. R&B music is my first love. I got into hip hop in '84, so I got into hip hop a little late. I like to say in 1984. So then I started listening to hip hop more. Like my first introduction to hip hop was the movie Breaking, summer '84. Cousins took me to go see it, and yeah. And after that, I was like hooked in this hip hop thing, and then UTFO. Roxanne, and all this, and they would listen to LL and Run DMC and all that, man. But yeah, man, I'm a hip hop connoisseur, man. That's what I do. And I got all this vinyl, man. See, I got all this vinyl, but my co-host, she's trying to get a vinyl collection up. So I told her every week I'm gonna give her like 2 or 3 records, like I'm from my stash and stuff, man. And I gave her one of my father leaders. I didn't want to do it, but she kept begging me. I gave her my Eric B. one of my copies of Eric B. Rakim Father Leader, my original pressing from '88. And it hurt me to do that.
All positive.
I give it to her. What's up?
If you have any extra copies of the blueprint, please.
I only got one of those. If I had 2, I would send you one. If I had 2, I would send you
one. Yo. Because y'all know the boxing session, the logo is a homage to the Rockefeller chain.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you say that, I can see it now.
It makes sense. No?
It makes sense. I did not know that, man.
You know what I mean?
But I definitely like that. I like that logo though, man. I like the chain that you got made.
I'm gonna do a side by side one day where.
Oh, what y'all listening to right now? What's the new stuff y'all listening to?
Man, I'm not listening to this. Well, I've never heard a Drake album. I've always said that, but my co-host put me. I've never heard a Drake album in my life. Like
Why?
a whole entire. It's not my thing. But I don't hate the guy. I don't hate him. It's not my thing. But my co-host gave me 3 songs to listen to from his new album. And I'm like, yo, this is kind of dope, man. I like the because one of Drake's songs, he uses the Riding Spinners beat from 3 6 Mafia, the one he did with 21 Savage. I like that's the Riding Spinners beat, from 20 years ago. And I like the house music. I love house music, and Drake's doing house music, and Beyonce's doing house music. I'm like, house music. They're not making a comeback. House music never left. It's always been here. I DJ house music. And man, house music's never left, man. I never stopped listening to house music. You guys don't like house?
I'm not really. I don't go searching for it.
Yeah, it's a quiet taste, But everybody knows Alias. Follow Me. If they throw that on at a black cookout or a black party, everybody knows that.
Wait a minute. You still got your DJ stuff?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Of course, I got 3 sets of turntables. I never stop.
So you got that, yeah. You got the original. You got that old sound, that good sound.
Yeah, but I don't DJ with records at the show. At the show, I take a laptop and use Serato, so I can take my external drive. I got like 100,000 records on my 5 terabyte external drive. Nah, man, them days of taking 8 to 10 crates of records to the show, that's over with. I'm not doing that anymore.
Nah, but don't it have a different sound when you use the other stuff?
Man, look, people
sound to it, right?
It does have a thinner, different sound, but people are drunk at the shows, man. I got my subwoofers bumped up so much they can't tell the difference. I be blasting them subwoofers at the shows, man. They're drunk, they don't know the difference.
I got you. I guess.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I'm in my 40s, man. I can't be taking 10 crates of records to the shows anymore.
I'm right there with you. We about
yeah, yeah,
mid-40s. Huh? When you start the people you talking about, I know we around the same age.
yeah, man. We can't do that no more, man. And on top of that, it's always gonna be a song that came out last week, and somebody's like, "Yo, you got the song that just dropped last week," and they're gonna want to hear it. And there's no way you can get a vinyl of something that dropped last week that quick. So that's why it's good to have an MP3 or something that's new they want to hear.
But let me ask you another thing. You ever heard of the megahertz, where they started talking about different sound waves have different effects? Like they have, I think it's 40 gigahertz, where you put it on 40 gigahertz, like say 30 minutes before you wanted to study, you put it on. They did research on this, where you put it on like 40. I think it's 40. I want to say it's 40. 40 gigahertz. You put it on that sound wave, and that's supposed to put you in the mood of studying. And they also have a different sound wave that they use for repair, tissue repair. He did some studies on that stuff. So what do y'all think about that?
I've never heard about that, but that's quite interesting. I've never heard of that, but I would not doubt it. I would not doubt that to be true, because they've used music to help treat people with like autism and older people, like not like treat them, but like help them, make them feel better, like music treatment and stuff.
Yeah, look into that. They actually have a sound wave. That's the actual wave. Now they got two waves now. Sometimes it's just the actual sound, and sometimes they'll layer it on top of other music, which obviously that's not going to have the same effect. But if you Google it, you'll see there's a neuroscientist. I can't think of this white guy. I can't think of his name, where he quotes like some kind of studies that they did on that stuff, and they start breaking down how they use a certain megahertz to put you in studying mood, healing, repairing mood. You know, they pretty much, you know, the science behind that, they have behind that. So I'm pretty sure they're using that stuff in the music that they doing right now. And some of the artists probably don't even know it.
The music they got now is horrible. A lot of it. A lot of the music they got now, I don't even pay attention to it, man. Like I'm not saying Drake is a bad artist, but it's just not my cup of tea. I think Drake makes some very dope songs for his fans, so you know, it is what it is.
I can't believe you right now.
Nah, bro, I've never heard a Drake album, full Drake album. I've never heard one.
I haven't heard one either. I'm with you.
Yeah, I've never heard.
I like some of his stuff. I like some of his stuff.
Yeah, he got some dope songs, but it's just not my thing. Like, I've never sat down and like, yo, I'm gonna listen to this Drake album. No, I just can't do that, man.
Well, which album you recommend there, Kyle? Which album you recommend us to Drake? What you got?
Man, Nothing Was the Same.
Which one now?
Huh?
Well, which one you? Okay, we starting off listening to Drake. What's the intro? What's the intro album? We should got to definitely must. We don't listen to nothing else. We got to listen to this album.
Either Take Care or Nothing Was the Same.
Okay.
So which one was Best I Ever Had on? Was that one of them?
That was So Far Gone. That was a mixtape.
Okay, so that wasn't an album?
No, that was a mixtape.
Oh, okay. That's the first time I ever heard him. I heard it on the radio, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of dope.
Hell yeah, man. That Drake, man. I love Drake. I heard this new album wasn't that good. I haven't heard it yet, but
I heard it was like house, mostly house. So like I said, the songs I heard, I like the house joint. I like that house element, but most people, someone told me that it was mostly house music. And like I said, I could dig that because I love house music.
What about Jimi Hendrix or some of the jazz? Y'all listen to any of that?
Oh man, yeah, of course, man. I got Jimi Hendrix records. Of course.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Right now, man, Russell, Simba, and Larry June, man. I've been stuck on them boys, man.
I never heard of those, man. Those guys. I might have to get up on them.
Man, you'll love Larry June.
He's like a lyricist.
That's new. You know?
No, he from the town though. I mean, he from the Bay, from San Francisco.
Oh, he's from the Bay. Man. I know I like it, man, because I love Bay Area artists, man. I love the Bay, man. Because I just years ago I started getting up on the Bay, like maybe just I say probably about 7, 8 years ago. I started listening to a lot of Bay Area artists, going back listening to a lot of underground joints, like Mob Figures and all that stuff, man. I like, yo, this is some pretty good music, man. Messy Marv, that's his name. This dude got like 80 albums. I'm like, dude, how do you have that many albums?
Bro, 40 still dropping albums.
Yeah, 46. I love. I've always liked E40 though, even when it wasn't popular to like him on the East Coast, and when E40 came out, man, I've always been a fan of his style and everything. Him and Be Legit and Sugar T and all them. I've always been a fan of them.
Man,
I've never placed myself in a box like, yo, I'm just gonna like this kind of music, East Coast, whatever. Like, nah, I like East Coast, Southern music, West Coast, Midwest. Because I'm a DJ, I gotta like everything. So I can't just be like, yo, I just like one type of music.
Nah, you because a lot of that stuff be copied anyway. You don't even know where the original came from. You be listening to copy that stuff and don't even know where it came from because all of it just get remixed down anyways.
And at the same time too as well, I like to jump in on the ground floor. I like to jump in on something when the artists first come out before they become real popular. Because once they become popular, they're gonna start to change their sound to fit in with the mainstream. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's a good business decision for them. But I like to get in on the ground floor.
Well, that's the beginnings when they got control. When they start getting, like you say, when they get to that point, they ain't got no control no more. They ain't
no control.
That's over.
That's when you're hungry, man. I think a dude told me this a long time ago. He doesn't even listen to hip hop music. He was like a rocker, and rock. They made it rock music and stuff like that. He's like, yo, the stuff you see on TV. He's like, that's not hip hop music. That's not real rock and roll. It's like the stuff these guys are doing in their bedrooms. That's real hip hop music because they're hungry and they're trying to put their best effort forth. Like, that's real hip hop. Real hip hop is not the stuff you see on TV.
Well, look at even the beats that they have. A lot of that stuff, like look at James Brown. How many times all his stuff been reshuffled, remastered,
Hundreds.
down, and man, it's crazy how many times that people don't even know where that stuff. His stuff, a lot of Nina Simone stuff get mixed down like that. Those beats, those old classical beats, and they have no idea where that stuff is coming from.
Yeah, and James Brown, he wasn't even paid for every time he got sampled. That's the sad part.
Man, but after so many years, don't they get the masters back? Let's say that when the record company own it, after it's like so many years, don't they get the masters back no matter what?
Supposedly, but nah, that's not true.
That's not true. But I didn't know if that was true or not.
No, that's not true. Unless it's worked in your contract, then yeah. But for the most part, it rarely happens because somebody like the Beatles, they didn't get their masters back.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson bought that. He bought those masters.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. Well, that was part of the IRA charge Michael Jackson because he pimped his friend out and got them from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
friend found times, and Michael Jackson said, "So you need some money, huh?"
Yeah, man. But yeah, and he bought it. It was a lot of money he paid for it back then. I think he paid like $30 million for it in the 80s, which is a lot of money back then. But it ended up being worth hundreds of millions.
A lot of money.
Because you got to think about it. How many books on the Beatles come out every few months? Every time I go into Barnes and Noble, it seems like every other month there's a new book on the Beatles out. Everybody loves the Beatles, man.
Yeah. Well, the people who buy music, those people who really pay for music like that stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of older people, man. A lot of older white people. They love the Beatles, man. And you always hear them on commercials, and you hear them in the movies. And this stuff, you're getting paid for that.
Yeah, that ain't our kind of music, but the commercials and TV shows, they all use that stuff. They all use that stuff. Hey, did y'all see what happened to the lady? What's the lady name? The last name Maxwell. She got convicted. 20 years now. Yeah,
I thought there was a break. I thought she got a break.
Yeah, but you know how that goes. That's you know the story behind her daddy. Did you know the story behind her dad? That's you want to look up some interesting shit. Look up her father, which he was in like media and he got his start from working for MI6. Financed his first like newspaper shit that he had, and they had never done that before. You look up that dude. You will look up like a spy novel with some interesting shit. Look up that dude's whole thing. And at one point, him and Rupert Murdoch, like Rupert Murdoch right now on Fox. At one
Mm-hmm.
point, trying to buy Fox from up under. They was having like a competition who was going to end up getting it. So he could have been Rupert Murdoch. That's how close they was getting who getting what. But he was like the first Trump before it was Trump, because he got caught a couple times with cooking the books, with doing some weird shit with pension plans and some other stuff. That dude is interesting. If you look up Not Her but Her Dad, he has some interesting like weird ties, man. Like you can imagine some of the crazy shit that her family was involved in.
So you're saying she's connected?
Her daddy, I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah.
Her daddy first.
Yeah.
Her daddy first.
Yeah. I heard you. I heard everything you saying.
I don't know who listens.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I heard you.
I'm just saying. It's
Yeah,
out
she's
there.
connected.
Yes, it's there. Yeah. And then the daddy, at some point he ended up owing all this money. He owed bankers like crazy amounts of money, and he ended up like killing himself some kind of. He ended up jumping off a boat into some water and drowning in some kind of crazy way, which didn't make no sense. I mean, the whole story, if you look into the story, none of it's weird, it's strange. You kind of interject some stuff. There's some stuff missing that don't make no sense. You're like, God damn, this shit crazy. And Buddy fucked up a lot of money, man, over a lot of years. You think Donald Trump was bad? Shit. Shit, something going on with that. But I just thought that whole story. If you ever have time and you want some interest in like real news, like to look up somebody who's like you could really go and look some shit up, not no conspiracy theory shit. And you go look up their history. You just look up Buddy history. That shit is very fucking interesting.
I'll write that down.
I forgot his name. I forgot Buddy's first name, but it's Maxwell.
Yeah, I'm gonna put down on this paper. Maxwell dad. Put on there.
Yeah, that dude interesting, man. That whole situation is interesting, and that lets you know that media stuff. Like I said, MI6 financed him to get like his first like company for print way back in the days. And Buddy owned a lot of stuff at one point. He wasn't no little like Mickey Mouse National Enquirer dude. He owned a lot of media outlets, man. I mean, a lot. So, and like I said, you never know who's really controlling all this media stuff, man, and financing this stuff.
So that makes sense why a lot of these people, some of these people never worked a hard day in their life. They come from money.
Yeah. Yeah, and guess where the daddy was originally from? This gonna mess you up too. He was from I can't think of what the country was called originally, but he was from that area of Ukraine.
Oh.
Before it was called Ukraine, I think it was Yugoslavia or some shit like that. One of them countries over there.
Well, Yugoslavia was split into 4 different fractions. You had the Bosnia, there was Kosovo, and others. Yeah, Yugoslavia was ended up being war-torn, had civil war, and they split into 4 different fractions.
Might have been Yugoslavia. It's one of them countries. It was before they called it Ukraine. It was something else. Before that Ukraine is recent within the last 100 years. It was something else before then. Whatever it was, one of those pieces of the area. That's where he's from. That Ukraine shit got some interesting like history when you look that shit up, man. Interesting history, man. I don't know. What y'all think about Trump now, and what's his name about that son of his over there working in Ukraine?
No, I didn't know. I don't watch the news. I didn't know he was over there.
No. When Biden's son was working over there, what do you think about that? Well,
I think Biden's a crook. That's just my opinion. Anyway, him and his whole family. But hey, that's just me. I might be wrong. I don't respect the man. I don't even respect Trump. But like you said the other day though, Trump's policies are a little bit better. He's the lesser of the 2 evils, even though both of them are evil. But hey, I don't mess with either one of them. But hey, it is what it is.
Let's see what happens over the next couple of years, man. All this stuff should be pretty interesting. Since then it started with this Roe v. Wade, who knows where this stuff is gonna get started? They did that before they even got in office, so who knows where this gonna go?
Mhm.
So
But like I said, you know what that's about, man. You do know what this is about.
oh, they got to keep the numbers up. The
Yeah.
birth rate in America was down. Our birth rates
Yeah.
had fell
Yeah.
percentage wise.
What it is, and not just birth rates. They got to keep the birth rates up of a particular race too. So you know how that goes.
Well, I
Because
mean,
everything,
American birth rate as a whole, the
yeah,
percentage prices went down, so they can't. That's really what that's about. They need workers, man. They can't, because remember during the pandemic, when the people weren't going back to work, flipping out when people was getting checks, they was getting that extra money and they was staying at home. They was trying to force people to go back. People weren't going.
mm-hmm.
Need workers until they could automate this shit 100%.
Well, even now, a lot of people ain't going to work. I'm like, you go into places now, and it's like they don't have workers. Like a lot of places are still closing early here, and it's 2 years after the pandemic. Like it's like they don't have the workers. I'm like, how you don't have the workers? I'm like, what are people doing for money that nobody's working now? That's what I don't understand.
What's the gig economy? So you got Uber, you got Lyft, you got people working at home.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, you got the gig economy. People working, they just ain't doing them kind of fucking jobs.
Okay, because I'm like, yo, I be seeing people still on the street talking about what work for food. I'm like, man, you shouldn't ever. And I don't look down on people that are homeless or whatever. I don't think a lot of these people are homeless. I'm like, you should never. At this point, right now, you should not be wanting a job and you can't get one. Everybody's here to get a job or something right now.
It's a mixed bag, though. You got some people that just not employable for a lot of different reasons. You know, that's some other stuff, man. Because you got them vets, people throwed off a little bit. Cause I don't know where you at, but down here they got all them people they call them kids that was on them checks where the mama wanted to get that check, so they put the kids on that crazy check to get the check. They get a check every month, and they got to pick when they put them on that crazy check. If you're gonna put the kid on pills, or you gonna take them to a psychiatrist, and most of them gonna put them on the pills because they ain't got to go nowhere. They just give them the pills, and then they gonna get 18 years of that, and then they gonna get dumped out into the system.
So
And
how much are they getting for those checks a month per kid?
I'm not sure, but remember, it's in addition to what they're already getting. We're not talking about regular people. You're probably talking about somebody who's already getting food stamps, who's already getting welfare. You know, you thinking like me and you. You know, you got that's somebody else that's doing that. We ain't gonna do that because we wouldn't do that to our kids. But
I'm not gonna drug my kid up for no money.
Yeah, but people doing it, and it's at a crazy rate that people doing that. And those kids, they have to grow up, and then they're not. It's already hard enough being a regular kid, and they just getting told out there with just a high school diploma. Now you're throwing that on top of it. Like,
What was that?
Hey, Pittsburgh.
Sorry.
Did you rewatch the Major Key versus Southpaw show?
Say it again, Cal.
Huh?
Say it again. What you said? Say it again.
Have you got a chance to rewatch that show?
I watched part of it. I couldn't stomach the whole hour. I watched the first 30 minutes. I rewatched the first 30 minutes of them getting into it. And I couldn't do it after that because they started showing each other houses and this and that. And it just got
But that was kind of funny though. The crib.
That's just hilarious, bro. When them niggas did MTV Cribs, bro.
Then I rewatched the end part where everybody was jumping on Max. I'm like, okay, I see what Max came in there. And then I was like, man, that's crazy.
But do you know the funniest thing about all that though? The funniest thing about the whole situation is that Southpaw was all riled up when Major Key was here. He was all riled up. But as soon as Major Key left, he calmed down and just started talking about boxing.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, that's my man, 100 grand. I talked to him today. I said, bro, you gotta relax.
Yeah, man. I like both guys. Both guys are interesting. I like them both, man. I don't have a problem with either guy, man. But the thing is, I didn't know this stuff was being. I had never heard of either guy before last week. But I looked at some old videos. This has been going on for over a year. I looked at old videos of them.
Yeah.
This has been going on for a while.
I mean, but you know, that's that internet stuff, man. Like that Major Key was trying to tell me it was just internet stuff, and he know better. And he a grown man, da da da. A lot of people be taking that internet shit serious, man. Like, I mean, people gotta, you know, we get entertained because it ain't got shit to do with us. But I'm talking about them two. That's them. They get themselves in the middle of that shit. We just entertained by the shit. A lot of people getting fucked up behind that shit, if not killed for that shit. People taking the internet shit like it's a joke. You're gonna eventually run into somebody that you if you get on enough of these panels, you argue with enough people, you're gonna run into somebody sooner or later.
Yeah, man. I just try not to have no beef with nobody, man. Because like I said, you don't want to be at no fights and looking over your shoulder, man. You don't want that.
Not over nothing like this, man. Because all this stuff's supposed to be entertainment, man. This is all entertainment, and it ain't that serious.
I mean, I agree with it. I agree with a lot of people. And I disagree with a lot of people. I'm not going, because I disagree with you, I'm not going to be calling names and all this. I can't do that, man.
Well, I mean, it depends on where your environment is too. Because like I work in a corporate environment where I have to deal with all kinds of people that I don't fucking agree with. So I don't have the luxury of not talking to people I don't agree with, politically or religiously. I don't have that kind of. I can't do that. I wouldn't be able to survive. And it just depends on what kind of environment you're used to that you start doing stuff like that. And then some people, you know what, too, man. Some people be on here putting on for this internet shit too. You know, you never know, because you know that shit sell. I'm pretty sure that was probably one of your highest viewed shows there, Kyle. Man, that kind of stuff gets you up there, man.
I make the most money of that show.
I'm saying controversy sell, man. People like that kind of stuff, man.
They don't like it, they love it.
Yeah, you know, negative, like you said, negativity sells, man. It's like a lot of beef, man, because people gonna tune in. They're gonna tune in to see the next beef. Just why a lady like Tasha K got a channel would get millions of views because all she does is talk about other people.
Oh, it's another one of those. She better be, man. Tasha K, remember she was over there gossip. She got messed up because she was lying on that lady, man.
Yeah. She got
That's her problem. Yeah. I'm surprised ain't nobody else got sued behind that besides her. She the only person that got sued, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. I didn't know you could do that. Like, well, I know there's character defamation like that, but even like the rumor sites, I didn't know you could sue somebody for spreading a rumor about you on YouTube. I didn't know that.
You can, but you got to have money for the lawyers. Like, who got the money for the lawyers? You know, who got the money for the retainer and all of that? Because lawyers bill out by the hour, and your initial retainer gonna be something crazy. Because they know, you know, they first they're gonna take a retainer for what they believe is gonna be their initial filing of paperwork. Then they're gonna be billable hours by the hour, and it depends on what kind of suit you're doing. So if I'm not mistaken, Cardi B, you know, she got that machine behind her, man.
Yeah.
You know, them people, they got a lot of money invested in her. They not gonna let that lady sit up there and say all kind of ridiculous stuff, because that's hurting their product.
Yeah, it is.
They ain't gonna let that go down. So I mean, she just did that, and then if I'm not mistaken, take a video down. That's it.
There you go. Yeah, but yeah, I think she got sued for like $1 million.
You know, she sued for more, but I think that's what the judgment was.
Yeah, I'm like, but does Tasha K have $1 million?
She get paid, man. She get paid.
Yeah,
with the streams.
I know she get paid, but does she have $1 million though?
She might make about $50,000 to $100,000 a month, man. Believe it or not, because that's all she do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because if you look at how many people that lady got on her thing, I mean, she got a couple million subscribers on her stuff, man.
Yeah, she does. You're right.
Go to one of her lives, you'll see the money coming in. Like when people say like, oh, Kevin Samuels is broke. I'm like, you ain't never been on a live stream then.
Nah, man, that man ain't broke. That man wasn't broke.
Nah, that man
Mm-mm.
far from broke. But before he became did that, he was like a nuclear engineer or some shit like that, like a
Oh, I didn't
chemist
know
or some
that.
shit. Yeah, he wasn't no dummy, and he had a profession where he was making money. Like, if you ever look at like his Vlad, where he tell his backstory, he came from a different background. Like, he wasn't just a dude who just woke up and got on live, just started live and just started talking. That ain't what Buddy did. Nah, he came from a career where it was a fluent career. So it was a little bit different. Everybody got different backgrounds on here. Everybody ain't just wake up in the morning and start knowing this stuff. And you never know what somebody doing, because you don't know besides the live what products they selling, what conferences they doing, what mentorings they charging. You don't know none of that shit.
And you never know, man. You never know. Because like I said, I initially thought he just came out the blue, but yeah, he was already established.
He debated too, if I'm not mistaken. When he practiced those debates, that's why he knew. Like, if you ever watch his shows, most of his shows are based in stats, and he'll say that's not. He go through the statistics. He knew them stats because he debated them stats, so he knew the stats. He wasn't just going off emotion and feeling. So that's what it is. Have you ever listened to one of his shows where he get on like it's a show? Besides the stuff, I know the stuff for the women is like really popular. Watch one of his men shows where he do men.
Oh, he just tear their ass up, dog.
I seen a few.
Tell you,
I
man, you
watched
gotta
the
watch
first. I
it.
like the highlights of yeah.
Listen, if you never watched one of his shows where he get on men, that is some
No,
informational.
I seen the highlights. Yeah, I seen the highlights. Yeah, he doesn't just go after women. He really does go after men. I've seen that before though.
No, but he have like specific shows where he just do like men, like you ain't trying hard enough, or it is specifically for men. And if you listen to the data and the information Buddy giving, man, that's serious, man. It's inspirational shit. They got dudes call in and trying to do their little goals and whatnot, and he started going through, and like Cal say, man, you ain't right, man. You ain't stepping up to the plate right, man. Your ass gonna get dusted, man. You gonna have problems, man. Have some problems, man. Hey, did y'all see that list in California? I think it was California too. They had this list where they listed out everybody who's a gun owner. They listed out their name. Like they put it on the website, on the Department of Justice website for the California
You can do
state.
that?
They did it by accident. Yeah, they said it.
I didn't know that was legal. I mean, I don't care if they put my name out. I got guns. I got legal guns, so I don't care if they did it here. That wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, look it up, man. They put out a lot of information. They said it was an accident, but man, they put that shit on their website. We'll see what I'm pretty sure it was California. I want to say it's California. Who's the governor in California right now?
I don't even know.
Gavin Newsom, sorry ass.
Who?
Gavin Newsom, that piece of shit, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, that's it. It's California, then. Yeah, that's the name. That's him. It's California. I'm trying to make sure I got it right. Yeah, that's him.
So is that legal for them to put all those names out, those people gun on it? Is that legal?
Should be illegal. They put out a lot of personal. It's not just your name. They put your address. They put your date of birth.
Oh no, man, that's got to be illegal.
Yeah, you gotta look into that story. I don't know what they're gonna do about that. That shit should be illegal. They said it was a mistake. They put it on their website. Put it on their website. Talking about they wanted to be.
What happened? I skipped out of what happened from the beginning.
They disclosed the list of all the concealed carry people in California on the. They disclosed the name, your address, your date of birth, and I think that's what they disclosed. It was on the website. I Well, I'm almost positive it's California. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's California. And they put it on their official website, talking about they wanted to be transparent, and it was only for the concealed gun carry people.
Felix, what up, man? Isaiah?
California shouldn't have that many concealed carry, should it? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's kind of hard to get concealed. I mean, it's gonna be a lot, but I'm just saying they shouldn't have as many in the South because it's hard to get concealed carry in Cali and in New York.
Oh, Cali hard to get concealed? I thought New York was like that. Cali like that too?
Well, no, Cali's pretty hard. Yeah,
Any
Cali's kind of
liberal
hard.
state, any
Yeah, man,
liberal
it's kind of hard.
What you gotta do in Cali to get your concealed? Most states you just gotta take the little,
Yeah,
the little
just in the South.
They won't even
Yeah.
let
You
you.
take-
They won't even. They won't even let you do the test.
Oh, everybody can't just do the test.
But you notice the thing about these concealed licenses that
You gotta
the
get
states
approved.
where it's the hardest to get guns have more crime than the states where it's easier to get guns.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No,
Yeah.
you know why? Because if they know you got a gun, they gonna be so quick to do some bullshit.
Yeah. Crime
they
isn't
taking
very
it-
high here.
But that only works for people who follow laws.
Mhm.
That's the only people that's worried about the laws. The people who commit crimes ain't worried about the fucking
Yeah,
laws.
they ain't worried about them all. They worried about concealed license. They gonna get a gun regardless, man. See, that's only
Yeah.
affecting people like us, that people that follow the law, these new gun laws and stuff.
Yeah, them people ain't worried about that shit. They gonna get that gun because Chicago supposedly got more crime than anything, man. And they, I don't think you even allowed to have no guns in Illinois at all like that.
But one thing that I didn't understand about this whole Chicago and because Chicago's got 2 million people, the population of that city, and the area is just one area that they're talking about, like these little areas with the violence and stuff. But one thing I never understood is because I had to stop practicing every day because bullets started getting low in the stores. How are these guys not running out of bullets? And I'm running out of bullets.
But they, I think it is too. I don't know if you know. I know a little bit of the history of that place. Maybe somebody can tell us some more history of it. But I know that that place, Chicago itself, was real segregated back in the days, right? You had black on one. That was one of the places where you definitely had. Say it again.
Still is.
Yeah, they definitely had black people on one side of the city, and white people on the other side of the city. And then when we got a little something, then we kind of integrated a little bit, and we got the projects over there. And then the projects turned into the gangs, and the gangs was run by certain leaders of the gangs. At one point, if I'm not mistaken, they went and what they did is they took the leaders from the gangs up out of those communities, and then there was like a 2-part thing. They took the leaders out. So now they had no leadership, and then they shut down like certain projects and merged them into other projects where they knew was going to be a problem, but they did it anyways. They knew this was like a blood, for example, like a blood project, and this was a Crip project, but they shut down the Bloods and forced all them to go into the Crip projects, and they ain't give a damn. You see what I mean? So like they created a lot of that foolishness. They created a lot of that stuff, and we had what we got now.
They're doing the same thing here because they got a project because the city of Green was running out of space because it's a college town. We got 2 colleges here. We got the big ECU. We got Pitt Community College. It's advancing, but they're running out of space because they put up the college apartments. And the thing about ECU, when a lot of college students graduate, they never leave. They stay here. And it's been like that for decades. They never want to leave. So now we have a couple project areas. So what they're doing, what I heard they're doing, they're going to tear down one of the projects and they're gonna take that land, but they're gonna move them into an area where they know other people don't like them, and like in the future sometimes. So I'm like, yeah, that's just gonna create a lot of problems, man.
Well, where was this at? We said where?
Well, it's here in Greenwood. We don't have a lot of crime like that, but that's what I heard.
South Carolina, or North Carolina?
North Carolina.
I stayed in Charlotte for like 6 years.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, you said in Charlotte. Charlotte like 4 hours east. West, my bad, 4 hours west ahead of us. Yeah.
But that's a whole nother thing, man. That's because at the end of the day, they need to lock a certain amount of people up. They need crime. They can't not have crime because there's a lot of jobs being lost behind that.
Yeah.
Can't not have crime. They're gonna have a certain percentage of crime. They just gonna filter down in what neighborhoods and what areas it's gonna be affected into.
Yeah, crime pays. Crime pays
Yeah.
for them. It pays for them. Because
It
even
does.
just regular tickets, man, if you go in ticket court, like every day it's 200 or 300 people. And it's not like we don't have it's not even a big city. It's only like 100, maybe 100,000 people in the city. Every day it's about 200 or 300 people in traffic court every day. You got to get there early so you get your case seen early. You got to get there the court opens at 8. Most people get out there like 7:30, start lining up, just so they don't be there all day.
But we got those traffic cams here, but the camera give you issue a ticket down
Yeah, we
here.
got them too. Yeah, they take a picture if you run a red light.
Listen, man, it's certain cities down here you better don't even go through them, and they for real because man, some of these little small cities got fucking city halls that's bigger than Miami City Hall. Like, goddamn, but they, every other main corner you hit, it's one of them fucking cameras there.
Mm-hmm.
So they eating off of them cameras. That's easy money for them. And they've
And
been
on top of
fighting with
that,
those things.
and they got cameras in the city, not even traffic cameras. They got cameras in the city
They do.
almost
they do.
everywhere. I didn't know that till the guy that runs all the gyms around here. He showed me traffic like cams throughout the city. He was showing me just points throughout the city. They got cameras set up all over the city. I'm like, yo, you shouldn't ever have to have crime and worrying about anybody committing a crime. You got cameras or that. You shouldn't ever look for anybody. You should know anybody commits a crime.
But they got, okay, let me tell you something else now. I don't know if y'all know this. They launched a satellite sometime at the beginning of the year that was supposed to be is like 10 times more powerful than the Hubble the Hubble satellite that they launched like many years ago. We all remember that. This particular satellite, the way it does infrared and something else, the way it does it, they're supposed to be able to look at the land and tell like what happened before based on what those scans show. So basically they're supposed to be able to look back in time from those scans that they're supposed to be getting from that satellite. I believe it should be up and running now because it took like a month for it to be fully deployed, because once they launched it up, it was like a whole process for them to spread it out and all of that. But they got all kind of satellite, and I think that's the most powerful one up there. But they, like you said, they got all kind of satellite cameras, all kind of crap going on. And they got this website too that I just found out the other day, where you could take any picture of anybody that you want, and it's quite a few of them, where it don't even have to be a picture that you have online, and you could drop that picture on that website, take a picture, put it on that website, drop it in there, and in a couple seconds, the artificial intelligence and scan all the social media websites, and it tells you who the fuck that person is, and told you where, all the other pictures related to that person that they can ever find. It don't even have to be nothing that's on the internet. You can have some shit that's off the internet, and it'll scan that picture and then scan online real quick within a minute and bring up all that shit.
I need to use that because I'm trying to find who this one model is.
I think it's called PIN. Let me see. I think it's PIN, PINI. So let me look real quick. I think.
Okay, I'm about to go to that right now. I've been trying to find it for this model for the past 3 weeks.
Let's see.
Oh, I see. Yeah, PIM eyes, PIM eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You give you like so many free scans, and then after that, you pay like $30 for a month or some shit.
No, I only need one scan. Just find out who this chick is right here.
Yeah, drop it in there and see if it works. Take that picture, drop it in there and see if the shit work.
Okay, hold up. Now I gotta find a picture. Hold on.
Damn, but that's when they be telling you they can't find who the person is, man, get out of here. They know who people is. That's just the shit that's available to us. That's not even like, that's not even military grade shit or any shit that they have in personally. That's just shit that we got access to. That ain't even the best shit. Yeah, you take that picture and drop it in there, boom, that shit should bring up a whole bunch of pictures close to her and whoever the hell it is that look similar to that person. You'll see them on there. But all that shit based off artificial intelligence.
Man, if a girl run off with your kid, boy, you can find her quick.
Telling you. She ain't gonna get too far. Well, women gonna snitch on themselves anyways, because they gonna whip the phone out and take a picture, man. Women gonna snitch on themselves, man. We might
Always.
never get away from it, but they not. They can't do it.
Hey, my wife got something to say to y'all niggas. Hey, any of y'all watched all the Marvel movies?
Man, I have only seen one Marvel film, period. That's Doctor Strange 2. That's it, man. I look at horror movies, man.
He ain't heard no Drake albums. He ain't watched no Marvel movies. God,
I'm not with popular culture, man. Look, man, I look at horror movies, man. Horror movies, 90% of the stuff I watch is horror.
I like black horror movies, man. I think they're
man. You don't know what you're missing, man.
Nigga, if I want to be scared, nigga, I can go outside to the hood. Nigga, I live. Shit. If I want to see some zombies, I can go to downtown and look at all these niggas high on drugs. Shit. you volunteering to see some motherfuckers on dope.
It's my thing, man. It's my thing.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all see the dude? This new dude that I don't know what city he was in, but he was in the paddy wagon and they handcuffed Buddy and had him like facing down and the cop, like, he said he was trying to avoid something, and the way he turned the vehicle, Buddy fell and he stopped and he pulled over the cop that was driving the paddy wagon, and Buddy's in there saying he can't move. Broke his, I think he broke his neck or broke his spine or some shit. But they actually got video of him. Yeah, it's recent.
You say he did what?
Yeah, he got arrested for some kind of charge he had. They put him in the back of a paddy wagon, but they didn't like let him sit down. So they had him basically like handcuffed with his hands and his feet, if I'm not mistaken. So he in the back of a paddy wagon when you know that shit's all metal in that motherfucker. And the guy driving the motherfucker, he must have just, I don't know if he was trying to be an asshole or what, but he made like a sudden move and he stopped. And they had like a body cam of the cop in the back of the paddy wagon when he opened the shit up. And you can see Buddy like laying on the floor saying, I can't move. I can't feel my legs. I can't do nothing. I don't know what's going on. And dude's like, the cop, he didn't know what the fuck to do. He's like, you need an ambulance? He's like, I don't know, man. I can't move. So long story short, they took him. They ended up still taking Buddy to jail. The correction officers and the cop was telling the dude, nah, he just drunk. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He'll be all right. How much you had to drink? But all that one that's basically the new Freddie Gray that's caught on video with body cams and shit. That's the new shit.
Boy, freaking police.
That's the new shit. Cause they got that one off the body cam. So that, Freddie Gray, they ain't had no body cam, so you don't really know. You ain't know what happened.
We don't know, but we know.
We know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
We don't know, but we know.
Yeah. It ain't gonna do nothing to them anyways. I mean,
ain't nothing gonna happen to them.
Yeah, them police unions, man, them things strong, man. Them things tough. Ain't doing that to them. Police and firefighters got them strong unions, man. And them mayors they be too scared to do nothing to them, and they investigate themselves anyway. So that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. You look at these television shows and what's internal affairs be coming in and they be pressuring cops. Man, that don't happen in real life, man. They gotta cut that out of them shows, man. Got internal affairs coming in and harassing cops and trying to get them not locked up. I'm like, no, that don't happen in real life, man.
Nah, that don't happen. Well, I remember the most famous one was the OJ case, and that showed all the corruption over there in LA.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy with them cops. Mark Furman was just a racist POS. That whole unit that he was with was so dirty. I think they had to release like 100 and something people because their cases when they look back in their cases, the cases were just so fucked up. And they had, think about it like this: during the OJ trial, they had they got this thing called a security team, where it's like a high profile house or high profile neighborhood. Before the cops come in there, they come in there from the police department, the security team, and they shoot video of the place just to make sure nothing come up missing. That's how they knew, like, you know, what was going on before the cops allowed to come in, and that's what they supposed to do. And that's why, like, they showed the foot of the bed where the lady got killed, and it wasn't no glove or nothing there. And then Mark Furman found the glove later on. Like, wait a minute, that shit ain't on the video before. Like, how the fuck? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember them showing that.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
but think about how corrupt you got to be to have that shit. Yeah, just think of how corrupt you got to be for you to even implement some shit like that, man.
They're dirty. Well, like most of them, like I said, I got a lot of stuff to say about police, and hardly any of it is positive.
Nah, I mean, we need police, obviously,
Yeah,
but
we need them, obviously,
but the way that this shit is going right now, I mean, that shit is, that's a whole nother thing, man. That's been going on since the Reagans with the war on drugs. That's when that shit started, man. When they started that crazy shit, that's when all that crazy shit started. They started that, and they started flowing that money from the military into the counties where they were selling all their old stuff from the military that they didn't want to use no more. They were selling it to the counties and the cities, and they was buying all that crap, pennies on dollars. And that's what we see them do. They're in Afghanistan all of a sudden. Hey, did you find that picture? Did that thing work?
Man, I'm looking for that picture of that chick on my I got the thing. I'm looking for that picture of that model, man. I can't find it in my folders.
Oh man.
Yeah, and like I've seen this picture. I've had this picture, and then now that I got the software to try to find it, I cannot find that picture, man. Oh my God, where is that picture?
It'll pop up. Yeah, I mean, at least you just.
Oh, I got one. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me put this through. I got one.
Yeah, you got bookmark that software, man. When you try it, you be like, damn, this shit.
I hope this worked, man. It was a black chick with short hair, man. I've been trying to find this chick for weeks.
Oh, that's gonna do it. Hopefully that do it for you.
Yeah, I hope so. Hold on, let me. I found one. Let me see. All right.
Centels, your old ass is up, or what you doing?
Centels ain't on here? No, he ain't on here.
Man, boy, cause I'm dozing off like a motherfucker, boy.
Nah, he might be in the bad neighborhood, bad area. That phone is.
He is the bad neighborhood.
Hey, Kyle, who you got? What you got another interview coming up, man? You got some more interviews dropping on us this week, man?
We working, G.
Okay.
All right, man. They popped all these pictures up of this chick, man, but I don't see a name. Yeah, they popped up like 690 results. Yeah, it's her. It's her.
Oh shit! I told you.
but I need a name though, man.
I don't know how that. I don't know how. Did it pop up? So it's nothing you can click on.
Okay, I got. Let me see. Open website. Oh man, and they still ain't got this chick, man. They like access the website, $29.99. Public records, copy result ID. I mean, it's. I can get pictures of the chick, man, but she's a model, but dang, she's bad on this picture. But I gotta, I need that chick. I need a name, man, Instagram or something.
Well, that's, you can always look up. It's other ones out there that do that same stuff, man.
Yeah. This is legit right here, man. This is definitely legit.
Yeah, it popped right up. You just paid them I paid the $30. It just played around with it. It popped up without.
I'm thinking about paying that 30.
Yeah, I paid just to see. I just wanted to see like what it could do, man. That shit pop up with all kind of shit, man. You just cancel this shit. You ain't gotta have no like, you know, subscription. But you can also, you know what you can do? You can type in the name of that website and put similar sites, and then you'll get other shit that's similar to it. That one is clean though, because that one don't have no pop-ups and that crazy. Like you really just pop it in there, and obviously they want you to pay for the shit. But some of them you put them in there, and then they be trying to have pop-ups and trying to sell you shit. And like, no man, that ain't what I came here for. I came here to figure out what's going on with this picture. I don't want to do none of that. Yeah, that one pretty clean though. But you doing it on the phone or you doing it on a laptop?
I'm doing it on a desktop.
Oh yeah. You got access. You should have access to everything right there.
Dang, I put a picture of myself in here.
Thing pop right up, don't it? That's one of them OSINT. That's what the acronym, I think, if I'm not mistaken. OSINT. That's one of them tools that they use, but they call it reconnaissance or sniffing. They just go around trying to find information for hackers and shit like that. That's one of those tools that you have in your bag if you're trying. That's one of them tools if you're trying to do recon, trying to figure out what information you can find out.
Oh my God.
Turn you on some stuff, but
Yo, oh my God. Come on now. I'm putting in pictures of people I know as well. What do we have here?
yeah, it popped right up. I mean, that's a pretty good one. There's other ones out there. There's free ones. There's some more out there. I mean, if you had that Kali Linux, which is the Linux, I don't know if you know what Kali Linux. That's the hacking software. Like if you familiar with Linux, that's the operating system that everybody used to do pen testing, penetration testing, and hacking and all that shit. That shit already come loaded with a lot of that stuff already. Oh man. Sento saying nowhere to be found. Hey, what did you think about that fight? That Bam fought this weekend, right?
Yeah, man, he destroyed him.
Did you think that man looked better or worse, or confirm what you thought, or
No. I mean, I picked Rungvisai to win, so I was shocked the way he beat Rungvisai. He beat him up bad. This stop.
Oh, so you thought the other dude was gonna win? Yeah,
I thought
okay, I
Rungvisai
know
was
that.
gonna win. Yeah,
Okay.
Rungvisai was he's the number 2 guy in the division.
Make work of him. What's the
Rungvisai
Chinese
fought
guy
too.
name? What's his name?
Chocolate too. He's like not Chinese. He's Ecuadorian or something like that. I forgot what he actually is. But,
Oh, so he's not Chinese. You know what I'm talking about? He looked like he's Chinese. Okay.
Yeah.
That's like the 118. Yeah, that's like the 118s, right? 115s.
No, 118 is the Japanese guy Inoue. That's 118.
Okay, Inoue. Yeah, that's the dude. That's the dude I was talking about. The Chinese.
Yeah, he's not in their weight class. He's 118. He's one weight class above them.
Now, what you think about that dude? He got power, or is it just his opponents, or
No.
what?
He got pop. He got power for real.
Okay, all right. I want to show because I don't really watch them dudes. It's hard to tell them.
You don't let Inoue hit you. Because I remember because my mom used to watch boxing back in the day, and I was telling her about Inoue. So it was a couple years ago. I told her about Inoue, and I was like, she's like, has he fought? She's like, he ain't fought nobody black, has he? I like, how many 115-pound black people do you know? Grown men. I like, we're just not in those lower weight classes like that. And this was it was last year, I think, a year before last, when he was at 115. He's at 118 now.
But wait, how close the weight class is down there? They get like 3 pounds. They get that close.
Yeah. They like because it starts at the smallest weight class is 105. Straw weight. It's 105, 108, 112, 115, 118, 122, 126.
They could just put all the motherfuckers in one little weight, like 2 or 3.
Yo, that's how it used to be, man. But now they separate them by about 3 pounds, man. That's how it used to be.
No, so they go from 105 all the way up.
Yeah, 105,
Like,
108, 112, 115, 118, 122, 126.
damn. Yeah, that seemed like that could have been like 2 or 3 weight classes, man.
But that's how it used to be. Like boxing used to only be 8 weight classes. Then they moved to 10 weight classes, and then they start putting it up little by little. But people
that's all
today
the
are
money
naturally
grab.
bigger. It's a money grab too. It's a money grab. There's more belts, more divisions, and also people are naturally bigger today.
Yeah.
Than back then. I guess it's the foods we're eating with the steroid infested foods we're eating. Because like kids today, man, you go to a high school, man, these kids looking like grown men.
Yeah, well, it's hard for them to keep that weight down. Like, how long you think Haney gonna be able to stay at that weight?
I don't know, man. I think I'll give him another year before he probably move up. But I think he's making it comfortable. But still, you know, Haney's a grown man. He's a grown man at 135. Like, dude, I was 135 pounds when I was in the 7th grade.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's
you know.
Yeah. How tall is that dude? He got to be what, 5'8", 5'10", something like that.
Yeah, about 5'8", 5'9", something like that. Yeah.
That's still tiny. Ain't no big dude. Ain't no big dude. No, I mean them dudes are able to stay down there and keep their weight down. Remember that was Broner problem. He could never.
Yeah.
That weight was kicking his ass, man.
Broner was undisciplined, but you got to think Bernard Hopkins stayed at middleweight for like 15 years. I mean, discipline.
But remember, Hopkins went to jail, so he got that discipline behind him too. I'm pretty sure he real regiment like field disciplined dude. Like he ain't no Adrian Broner.
Yeah, because Hopkins turned pro at 175. He turned pro at 175. He lost his first fight, and then he went down and he stayed at middleweight until 2004. Yeah, he moved up. He moved up from middleweight.
They canceled his fight, didn't it? They canceled his fight and one of the Charlo brothers' fight.
Who?
PBC. They canceled Charlo brothers' fight, talking about he had back issues or some shit.
Oh my God, man!
And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then Broner fight. I think he was gonna be on the undercard or whatnot. So neither one of them are fighting. That's that PBC card. They're not fighting, but they got Andy Ruiz on a pay-per-view.
Man, fight Ortiz, man. Come on, man. Ortiz about 50 years old.
He might be older than that, man. I think he's older than that, man.
I told him, as I would say, them Cuban birth certificates.
Yeah.
You know how that go.
He might be 70. Who knows, man?
You don't know. You never know.
He always look old, man. He ain't never look young, man.
Like, I refuse to believe I'm older than Ortiz. I refuse to believe it.
Nah, man. Ortiz is. I don't know how old he is, man. But yeah, man. Broner done. I don't know if he gonna be. You know that whole. He was on that Charlo card, man, and that Charlo they canceled. I don't know which one of the brothers had a fight. I always get them two mixed up, but I just put them in a bunch and don't really like neither one of them, to be honest with you.
I like Jamil Charlo. I'm not a fan of Jamal because he don't want to fight nobody, but I like Jamil.
I think they both be doing a bunch of clown shit, man.
Yeah, they do outside of the ring. They do.
They do a bunch of clown shit, man. I mean, boxing skill wise, that's one thing, and that clown shit is like, come on, man, you ain't got to do all that right there. And they not 20-year-olds. Huh? They like what they in the third? One of them, ain't they in the 30s?
Well, they're twins.
But they in the 30s, right?
They should be late 20s, early 30s, something like that. Late 20s, early 30s, something like that.
Yeah, they should be old enough where they're getting up out of that foolishness right there, man. But I mean, who knows?
You know how that goes, man.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? I don't know. Some people just got that abrasive, like, demeanor about them like that. Yeah, but them two, one of them had a fight coming up, and he set his back or something was wrong with his back, so they canceled that fight. And then I think Adrian Broner's on that. I think the money just drying up now, man.
It had to be Jamal then. Jamal is the WBC 160-pound champion, and Jamil is undisputed at 154.
And Jamil, he's almost clean out his division, but Jamal, he don't want to fight nobody.
Which one is that? That's a smaller one, right?
Yeah, Jamal is the bigger one. Jamal is 160, and Jamil is the smaller. He's 154.
So okay. Yeah, but whoever had the bout coming up, they ain't fighting. They ain't fighting at all.
It was Jamal coming. It's Jamal with the fight coming up. Yeah, 160. And he was fighting a guy that nobody wanted to see. Nobody wanted to see that fight.
That's probably they just wanted to cancel it. They had to come up with a reason. Probably gave them a little money and told them to cancel. Because network's probably getting tight right now. Their money getting tight right now, man. Their budgets, they gotta be. They can't just be blowing money up like that. Because I'm pretty sure the network getting tight on everything. So Showtime or whoever doing it, they got a budget for everything. So they just got to start cutting it wherever they can cut it.
It may not have anything to do with ticket sales because normally Adrian Broner sells pretty good. So if he was on a ticket, they should have been selling tickets if he was on the lineup. But I don't think it probably had something to do with it. Might have been something legitimate this time.
I think it's just the budget overall, though. So I'm saying, Santos, like if it's on Showtime or whoever, like they got a budget for the year annually. They got to cut where they can cut at. That's all I'm saying. So they might.
But see, Showtime gives PBC money to broadcast their fights, and I don't think Showtime is hurting for money because they kind of laid back last year on fights and through COVID. But this year they've been pretty wide open. And I think that money is okay for this year. It's just a matter of probably putting on good fights. That's about it. But I don't think they're hurting for money. PBC shouldn't be hurting for any money because they're getting the money from the network. They're getting the money from endorsements. So they should be okay.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think like their budget, they might not have had the same budget is what I'm telling you. Like they getting their money from Showtime, so who knows what the budget is. So they trying to work in. If they trying to do that Spence Crawford fight, that's going to be a big chunk of their budget right there.
Man, don't let all these YouTubers out here fool you about what they saying out here, man. They don't know these folks' business. No, trust me. These folks have been preserving money. When COVID hit, they gave them an opportunity to pull back on a lot of stuff and preserve a lot of money. Espinoza was talking about them ramping up for fights, not ramping down. So I don't think budget is the problem. They should be cool with money.
They shouldn't. I mean, we'll see. We shall see. I mean, we'll see. I mean, they got to get more entertaining fights. They got to get some personalities on there. Like Rolly probably gonna get another big fight by next year.
Man, Rolly sells, man. Rolly got a good talk game. He's gonna always get a good fight.
He gonna get a good fight. He could be mediocre as he want to be, but he gonna put some eyeballs on him. He gonna get him some fight.
He like Mayorga, man. Mayorga, no matter how much he lost, you would pay to see him fight because he sells the fight. Yeah.
What you think about Roberto Duran? How good was he? Because he talked a lot of trash.
I got Roberto Duran in my top 10 all time. It's like as far as fighters, because you got to think Roberto Duran turned pro in 1967. Roberto Duran's old. He turned pro in 67. Yeah. So
by the time he got to the Sugar Ray stuff, he had been doing that for
for a while. And then in 1980, he turned pro. He was lightweight. So in 1989, he moved up to middleweight and fought a guy that was supposed to kill him, and Blade Barkley. And he beat the Blade Barkley, even knocked him down. And this is 22 years after he turned pro as a lightweight. He's a middleweight.
Damn, I didn't know he had been fighting that long, man.
Yeah, Roberto Duran turned pro in the 60s, man. He turned pro a long time ago. He had been boxing for a long time. And the only reason he retired is because he got in a car accident in the 90s. Because he was still fighting in 98. He was still fighting. He fought on William Joppy in 98.
But remember, he had that mental game. He had Sugar Ray messed up with the little mental games he was playing with him, man. He had him jacked up, man.
Yeah, Roberto Duran was old, man. He was, like I said, by the time he fought Leonard, man, he had already been a pro about 15 years. 14, 15 years.
Well, what would be your top 5 Hispanic fighters?
Well, you got it. Well, does Puerto Rican count as Hispanic?
Yeah. Any Hispanic. Yeah, any
Okay, well,
Hispanic descent.
it's kind of hard, man, because I think I'm gonna leave somebody out. You gotta put Chavez and Salvador Sanchez and Kid Gavilan and Jose Napoles and gotta put Duran in there and Arguello. He's a 3 division guy, but 140 was too much for him. Yeah, he ran prior. But yeah, man, it's a lot of guys, man. It's definitely Kid Gavilan. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that's forgotten in the history of boxing. Oh, you're breaking up.
Kid Gavilan, what years was he boxing?
Well, he was about 50s, 60s. 60s, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those guys are forgotten, man. So, yeah, man, it's like it's so many, but you got guys like Chavez and De La Hoya. They were more popular.
Yeah.
They're more known, and that's a problem. It becomes a problem. Like more like everybody talk about Floyd Mayweather, top 10 fighter. I think Floyd Mayweather's a great fighter, but there's no way Floyd Mayweather's the top 10 fighter all time. No way. I can't see that, man. I mean, even though he's undefeated, and I think Floyd Mayweather's great. He's a great fighter, but you got to realize that 50-0 doesn't mean anything. Because you got back in the day, you had to have about 50 fights before you even could get a title shot. Back in the day.
But do you know? Because you like Picasso, y'all know all this boxing history. Do you know the fighters from that? What was it? I think it's in the 50s where those brothers couldn't get no fights and they used to fight each other.
Talking the Murderers Row.
Yeah.
Charles Burley, guys like that, man. They couldn't get fights, so they had to fight each other. And they fought each other like 8, 10 times. What's the name of the part of that too? Archie Moore. He was a part of that. Yeah, Archie Moore. Because Archie Moore didn't win a title till he was 39 years old. He won his first title.
Yeah,
so these guys today, man, and back then it was only one title. It was 8 weight classes. So it was one title, 8 weight classes before they moved it up to 10. So nowadays you got 17 weight classes, and you have 6 titles per weight class because the WBA got a few titles, and the WBC be doing the franchise junk and all these extra titles. So when you got 6 titles in some weight class and 17 weight classes, it's almost impossible not to win a title if you're at least good. It's almost impossible. But look, Adrian Broner is a 4-division champion. Think about that. Think about that, Adrian Broner.
But Adrian Broner back in the days, man, the first couple of years, man, he was doing it for something, man.
He was a good fighter. But I'm saying he never unified and controlled the division. He's a 4-division champ because he was going to each division winning the title. He won a title here, he won a title there. But he was never the top guy, like control the division. And that's the thing that Sugar Ray Robinson's 2 titles at middleweight and welterweight, because there was no junior middleweight division when Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting. There was no super middleweight division. And he moved up to 175, fought Joey Maxson, and was winning the fight. I think it was the 13th round before he had to stop for heat exhaustion. He collapsed in his corner from heat exhaustion. He was winning the fight, and he moved from middleweight to light heavyweight. So it was only 1 belt per weight class. So when you moved up to fight for the champion, you had to fight the top guy, the top guy. It was no bouncing around like, I'm gonna fight the weakest guy in the division, I'm gonna get a belt, and I'm the champion this weight class. It didn't work like that because you got Hank Armstrong. What Hank Armstrong did will never be duplicated again. It was 8 weight classes in boxing. At the same time he held the 126 featherweight title, he held the 135 lightweight title, and he held the welterweight title. Then he moved up and fought the middleweight champion, and they said it was a draw because they didn't want to give him the middleweight championship. So he would have controlled 4 divisions in boxing. For someone to do that today, you would have to take someone who's a featherweight right now, whoever the top featherweight. He would have to beat everybody at featherweight, beat everybody at junior lightweight, beat Shakur Stevenson, all those guys. Then move up to lightweight, beat Devin Haney, beat Lomachenko, beat Ryan Garcia, and Tank and all them. Then move up to 140, beat Josh Taylor. Then move up to 147 and beat Spence, Crawford, and all these guys. Then move up to 160 and draw with Triple G. That's just featherweight's not doing that today. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, they don't have enough pop. That's like what's his name? Rigaud when he tried to play Lomachenko. You could see the size difference. It wasn't. You could see the size difference
You said
when they
what you
started.
said? My alarm went off. You cut out my alarm went off. What did you just say?
When Lomachenko fought, was it Rigaud? Was it Rigaud?
Yeah,
He tried to move up.
Rigondeaux jumped up 2 weight classes though, because
Yeah,
Rigondeaux he jumped up 2 weight classes.
yeah. You
But
can see the difference
yeah, you
with the
see,
size. Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, nowadays, nah, that's
yeah.
nah.
But it
ain't-
was also same day weigh-in back then too. So it wasn't okay. I'm gonna weigh in a day and I'm gonna 24 hours. I'm gonna put on 20 pounds. They didn't do that back then. So you weighed in the morning and you fought at night. It was the same day weigh-in.
I mean, we probably
Yeah.
won't never get no more Mike Tyson either. That probably won't. You won't never. Ain't nobody beating that record that Tyson got would be the
Dude,
youngest that the rated they
you
have it
will
now.
never
Either.
see another 20-year-old heavyweight champion again ever. That'll
Never.
never happen.
That ain't happening.
Another record, and me and being Best Pews talk about it. You'll never see Wilfred Benitez's record broken either. Wilfred
What record he
Benitez
got? What's record he got?
he won a title at 17 years old.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you ain't seen it.
He's the youngest champion ever. 17 years old. Now think about when you were 17 years old. I was in high school at 17. I'm not beating up grown men.
Yeah, that would happen.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but recently the most closest person you could have got, he couldn't get those fights would have been your boy we just was talking about it. Haney,
Haney?
yeah. We was going to
Haney,
Mexico doing those fights, yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they weren't giving those kind of fights. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna see another 17-year-old world champion no more, man. It's not gonna happen.
It ain't going out. Ain't going
You
down.
gotta think about these guys. These guys ate, lived, and breathed boxing from an early age. You know, even Tyson, Custody Amato took Tyson out of school and just trained him all day.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Tyson didn't finish school.
Yeah, I mean that takes a certain makeup for you to be all that to work anyways, man. Because that don't always work.
Yeah,
that don't always work. Because it's for every one of those, there's hundreds that people try that and it ain't work.
Yeah, and another thing too. Now we got too much technology and too much stuff for kids to do today. Like I didn't have all these games growing up, all the video games they got, and all not MySpace, Facebook, and the computers and all this stuff. And I was growing up, so I was outside playing ball all day, every day as a teenager. You know, and that's why when I see a lot of kids today, even I at my age now, at 40, in my 40s, I still go in the gym and hold my own against guys half my age. I'm like, yo, y'all don't take this basketball serious. Like when I was, not in my 20s, but in my teenage years, man, I was in the gym. I was outside, not in the gym. I was in that hot sun on a dirt court every day.
Yeah, every day.
Every day, all day.
Yeah. But see, you was limited back then because only 1 or 2 people in your neighborhood had the gaming system. Yep. Now you just need a phone, iPad, anything to get you on the internet and they have his games on there. And then you needed a person. Initially, when those games came out, it was no internet, so you needed another person to physically go over there and play with you. So it's completely different. So it was like, and then when you got over there, the original games weren't like they are now. That was a gamble sometimes if that shit worked. Mm-hmm. You know, plug that shit in, everything on, and then the cartridge, you got to blow on them, you got to beat them, you got to do all this crazy stuff to get the thing working, man.
Because I had a Nintendo, man. I got a Nintendo, and then I got a Sega Genesis a little later on. But like I said, we didn't play games during the day. We played games when the sun went down. We would go play ball all day. Then we would come in after the sun went down. Then we would play video games because the sun was the most important thing to us. Once the sun went down, we wasn't outside like that. Yeah, the sun was the most important thing to us right there, man.
Yeah, it's a little different now. I mean, in some ways it's better. Sometimes, some days, some ways it's worse. Technology didn't help us. We didn't get stronger, bigger, faster in certain aspects.
Yeah. And I talked to an older guy. A guy went to high school with my mom. He was a close friend of the family. We always talk. And I remember back in the day, you would just ride around neighborhoods and see who was outside playing ball. You would just stop and start playing with them. Man, I can ride around my city for 30 minutes straight, and I guarantee you I won't see anybody outside playing ball anymore. Nobody on the courts. Nobody, man. And that's like strange to me. It's like even these many years later, 30 years past my teenage years, that's strange to me not to see anybody outside playing ball on all these courts. These courts are empty.
But if you think about it too, like Think about it like this: no matter where we live at, they haven't built new parks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't put up a new park anywhere where I can think of remotely. They might have remodeled that motherfucker, but they ain't put up no new parks. So if you
Mm-hmm.
got like 4 or 5 times the amount of people since we were kids, and they haven't put up new parks, that just lets you know they already know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You would
Yeah, ain't
imagine
nobody,
you would need more parks, but you don't because nobody's out there, like you said.
ain't nobody gonna go there. It'd be a waste of money. Ain't nobody going there.
Nobody goes. And most of them don't have lights on at night either. That's another thing they do. It's outside. They don't turn the fucking lights on at night.
Now, it's one thing that I'm curious as to why they are building so much of them in my city, but we have a whole lot of mattress stores. I don't know why. This
Mattress
is what I
stores.
said.
That's for the
Mattress
babies.
stores.
They need the babies to be produced.
I'm starting to think somebody. I'm starting to think somebody watching money, man, because a good mattress will last you about 7 years. I'm like, but why do you have so many mattress stores, man?
I don't know. You might be old or something, man. I mean, that's not something you buy every other year. The thing's pretty cool.
Yeah, mattresses last you a while, man, and we got a lot of them things. I'm like, I asked somebody like, why does Greenwood have so many mattress stores?
Oh man, we got some strange stuff going on down here like that too, man. You know, they do some stuff down here. Like you go in some of these restaurants, and they be open for a long time. You be like, damn, how the fuck that place staying open and don't nobody fucking go in there?
Don't nobody go in there. yo, let me tell you something, man. Yo, when I get my barber, when I get my haircut at, my barber, he runs his own shop, and he cuts hairs nonstop, no rest. Cause he's like one of the best barbers in our city. But there's a guy that works in his shop. I've seen this guy since I've been going to this barber for a long time. I've seen this guy cut maybe 5 heads total. So I'm like, how is this guy making money? He's never cutting any heads. Every time I go there, he's reading a magazine.
No, man. But you know what, too? You know what? I got to give you, because see, listen, I work in one of them environments where I see these younger guys come in, and a lot of them they don't have abundance mentality. They got survival mode mentality where they just trying to pay their bills.
Mm.
They just want just enough to pay the bills. So some of them, they want to work twice a week just to pay their bills, and that's it. They don't want to work no more.
Mm.
Which is nuts. Like, why wouldn't you want to get a little extra so if something happens, you got something saved up? Nah, I'm just trying to pay my bills. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got to work like that. They say it like it's a bragging thing. So it's a different mentality nowadays. But, you know, when we were younger, you would just try to work. And I remember minimum wage getting bumped up to like $3.25 or some shit like that. You'd be like, damn, that's a lot.
Yeah. Like I'm not that old, man, but when I was making $4.25, I thought I was a man. A few was $4.25. I was a teenager. I'm the man. Cause look, even with that $4.25, I had enough money to go out on a Friday night, eat, put gas in the car. I had, things weren't that expensive. You had enough money for everything, man.
I might be wrong. It might be $4.25, $3.25, $4.20. It was way, whatever it is way down there along the lines. And you was right there. It wasn't like you was getting. They was offering $4.25. They was paying $6.
It went from $3.25 to $3.35 to $3.50 to about $3.65. It just inches way up. But there was a time before I was working. It was like, I remember my mom was making like $2.50 an hour. So it was even less than that. But by the time I started working, it was $3.35 an hour. $3.25 an hour.
Man.
$3.35.
That's right. My teenagers was in the 90s, so I'm talking about the 90s. So whatever the 90s was, that's what I'm talking. Early 90s, late 89, 90, somewhere around there.
About $4.25 by then.
Okay, yeah, so it's 4. Yeah, but like you say, it was plenty of money. Once you got that little money, everything worked itself out. Because if you had a little card, man, you put $20 in that thing, you was rolling for a minute, man. Woo.
Yeah, you about to go knock down a few females off at $20, you know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you have about 3 or 4 of them lined up. Now, you can't even have one lined up for $20.
Man, y'all try to get some fast food, like try to go get a burger and see how much that craziness costs, man. It's like $6 to $7 for the damn burger.
Yeah, back in the day, you're supposed to spit a little game at these little females, when they was working at these fast food restaurants, so you can get a little freebie every now and then. They don't mess
Yeah.
that game up.
Oh yeah, they tighten that up, man. They tighten that up. The restaurant game a little different now too down here. Like they don't, the chain's pretty much still strong. A lot of little mom and pops, because of that COVID shit, they didn't pretty much get wiped out. A lot of them down here.
Yeah, everything done changed, man. Everything's changed. For real.
Yeah, some of it good, some of it bad. It's the only thing I get kind of frustrated with is some of these young folks that won't embrace some of the change and try to integrate themselves into it when they're younger and learn. If you like playing games, you should be trying to learn how to code. You should be learning Linux. You should be learning hacking, those type of things. You should be trying to learn some of that stuff. We get left behind with skill sets with a lot of this stuff. Because a lot of stuff we can get into that's not, it's just time. And you'll see the kids that they be putting them on social media, and the parents that invested all this money and all this time in the basketball and football and got them going to this program, summer program, that program, this and that, which is cool. But, that kind of effort ain't really put in nowhere other place.
Yeah, and a lot of times kids don't really even want to play sports now. Like I
Not like
remember
that.
when we was coming up, man. You go to a basketball practice, they got 12 jerseys, and about 60 or 65 people will show up.
Yep.
Nowadays they don't even have enough to fill out the 12 jerseys. They're going through high school picking people like, yo, you want to play sports? I know coaches that do that. They go like, yo, they're trying to they can't even fill out the team now because kids don't want to play sports no more.
Well, down here they play what would be equivalent to AAU ball.
Yeah.
So like, back in the days, if you wanted to play football, you would go to your local park and you just play. And everybody sign up, they pay like a minimum fee and they play. These kids down here, they do that 7-on-7, that flag football, all that type of stuff. So that league, you're gonna pay like $150 a week or something crazy to get your kid. So it's not the same. You're not just gonna pay that one little registration fee. And those leagues, a lot of times what they doing is they teaching them the plays and how to run the plays and all that. So now you've taken a whole set of kids and you've removed them out for that park level. Because the amount of money some of these parents is paying, you just removed like a whole section of competition that you're not gonna get no more. You just removed.
Mm-hmm.
Because it ain't no little bit of money. When you start dealing on basketball and on football leagues, man, some of these people pay crazy money, and that's not even the rich of the rich, because some of them get personal coaches and all kind of crazy shit.
Yeah, man. Yo, you might have to put thousands of dollars into your child if they play you, because you got to travel too. You got to think about it. You got to travel a lot of these places too.
Yep.
That's money, man. And then you're not just taking the child, because let's say you got other family members. You got to take all the other family with you. Man, y'all got to eat out. You got to get hotel rooms. This stuff costs, man.
Yeah, and it's all year round. Like here, we got the weather to do it here all year long. Florida all year long. California all year long. Texas, they got a good chunk of the year they can do that, depending on where you at. Pretty much all year long. So depending on where you at, that sports shit, you can spend a lot of because it's all year. You just spend the money. You just spend the money, pumping money into that.
But to dwell on that, what you're talking about year round, I made a statement years ago. I made a statement probably like 7-8 years ago. Why a lot of kids are getting a lot of athletes are getting injured a lot today is because, this is my opinion, I might be wrong, but kids don't get the rest today like the rest they should be getting, because by the time someone turns pro, let's say a kid turns pro, he's 20 years old, 19, 20, his body is probably 28 years old from all the playing that he's doing all year.
No, yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. Like I used to play baseball when I was younger, right? Well, when you start off playing baseball and you're younger, you shouldn't, if you're pitching, you shouldn't even be throwing no curveballs till you get to a certain age, right? And that's like well known, common practice. But some of these parents now, they don't even care. They got these kids out here throwing screwballs and all kind of crazy stuff, and they showing the pictures of it. You just shake your head like, why are you doing that?
And then
It's
what
like
about?
contact for football. Like, when do you start your kid with contact?
Hmm.
Start them at 60 pounds, 70 pounds. Like, that go back to what you're saying. Like, there has to be a level where you're like, okay, this is too much for my child is too young for this.
What about that surgery, that baseball surgery that they're having to their elbow?
They always had that. They had that
Yeah.
in the 90s when we was
Yeah.
younger.
I mean,
They had
are you against that or for?
No, I mean, it has to. It's a repair, so you would have to have the surgery.
Mhm. No, I'm saying I thought they get it. I thought they getting the surgery to help them, like before,
Mm-mm.
like before anything tears or anything.
No, as far as my knowledge is, it's something they did after.
Mhm.
It wasn't like, okay, what they were doing that was kind of controversial. Didn't have to be a full tear.
Yeah.
So that was what they was doing. Like they would go in and kind of like strengthen it or something crazy.
Yeah,
Before,
that's what I'm
usually
talking
they would get up surgeries when it tore, and they were kind of doing them before they tore. That's where it became an issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I don't even know about that because I don't know the science behind that. But that's parents, and some of these parents want to live through the kids, and that's a whole nother thing. Because I'm pretty sure if they ain't had no insurance, they wouldn't be doing that shit. Because them surgeries got to be costing crazy money right now.
Yeah, the surgeries, man, that freaking MRI, even with insurance, costs a lot of money. Like for the picture.
Yeah. But if you're gonna put your kid in some of that stuff, Bobby Bonilla. I don't even know if you know this. Bobby Bonilla is still getting paid right now.
Oh yeah, I know about the Bible near your day. Yeah, I still know about that.
That joker still get like $1.5 million a year. You got a 50.
Yeah.
Is it 50 years? 40 or 50 years? One of them.
Man, I don't know, but that whoever did it, for him to sign that back then showed how smart he was. He should never want for the rest of his life, man. If he lived if he lived at his means, he should be good to go.
He should be good, man. But that's because I'm gonna tell you some history now. The guy who owned the team back then, he had his money invested with Bernie Madoff. So remember, Bernie Madoff was giving guaranteeing like 10% a quarter or something crazy. So the owner of the team figured, instead of giving this money to the player, I can give this money to Bernie Madoff, and I'm gonna make more than I would have had to pay him. So it don't matter. That was his rationale for doing it.
I like Bobby Bonilla because Barry Bonds is one of my favorite players of all time. So I've always followed Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds. So yeah, there was a kid out there. So yeah, I know about that, man.
Yeah, Barry Bonds my favorite too, man. I think he got way too much heat for that foolishness, man. Way too much, because he was phenomenal before any of that stuff happened, man.
He was a 40-40 guy. He was a 40-40 guy before the steroids.
Man, he was fast. He had a bat. He could catch. He had an arm. He could throw you out from. I mean, he could just do everything. Even at a smaller weight, you could just see it. Like, some of those, like the Canseco brothers, they wasn't nobody before that steroid shit, man. McGuire's was decent, but he wasn't that. Once he got them steroids, it just took him over the top. And he's still coaching. I think he was coaching down here. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was coaching in Miami. Or like an assistant or some kind of role with the Marlins, if I'm not mistaken. But they won't let Barry Bonds in at all. And a few of them other guys, they don't let him in.
You know why Barry Bonds? It ain't because if Barry Bonds passed Babe Ruth. I mean, they knew he was gonna pass Hank Aaron. That's not a problem. He passed Babe Ruth. That was the problem. And Babe Ruth was number 2. Yeah, so that was the problem, man. And you know how it goes.
But your buddy from boxing did him in. Victor Conte. Victor Conte was a snitch. That was a snitch. That was a dude who tried to, like you said, they had to find something. They went to Victor Conte, and Victor Conte tried to point him in the right direction. They tried to squeeze the friend. Remember, they took the friend and took his ass to jail and was telling him if he just tell, they'll let him out of jail. Now that's a friend for you, man. I forgot the dude's name. Was he his train? He was a friend and a trainer or some shit or something. He had like a mixed role. I forgot what he was, but they ended up taking him to jail. But that started from Jake DeConte, old punk ass. And he still, I don't even understand how Boston got some shading characters.
I don't understand how they let him. Like, I would not want to be affiliated with him. No way.
Yeah.
Even if you're not doing anything, it's a bad look just to be in a picture with him.
Yeah, it is. But it's some of you know, it's a lot of fighters that's over there with that snack stuff, man. With that snack program, it's a lot of them. It ain't no, there's a whole group of them over there. A lot of them. Well, I don't get it. I don't get that. But I don't even get boxing for even allowing him in their program at all.
Well, we'll hear about it later. Because like I said, there's some guys, and I'm not accusing nobody of steroids in the NBA, but there's some guys that I accuse of some things that I'm very skeptical about in the NBA. And they kind of raised some eyes where they're playing and their performance and certain things, but I don't want to be that guy that accuses anybody of that.
Oh, you mean the NBA? I mean, the NBA is a little different. Yeah, that's a little different, though. You know, that's... I don't even know about that one. I don't even know. I mean, it would give you an advantage with recovery. But, you know, the NBA, the NFL, those are such colossal businesses, man. That stuff is...
Well, you know the NBA doesn't test for HGH.
I don't think most of them do, though. And if they do, it's like annually. It's like annual.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, you never know.
Yeah, it's like it's HGH, and I don't know, but you know, those leagues are kind of hard to even quantify because of the testing they do is real speculation, and then because the leagues themselves, especially the NBA, the player is the product, so they wouldn't want to destroy their own product. NFL, they can get anybody. You know, you wearing a helmet. Most people don't know who you know, unless you're Tom Brady. Most people don't know most football players.
Now, Benedict Arnold. His name's not Tom Brady. It's Benedict Arnold.
Benedict Arnold.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a Patriots fan. Come on now. I'm a Patriots fan. That's what I call him.
Wait, but how many? Okay, so since you're a Patriots fan, how many of those you think that they got that they shouldn't get with Spygate and all the other stuff with the tackle, the rule change, and all that stuff?
You asking a whole lot of questions, man. I don't like these questions.
That's too much, too much.
I don't like these questions, though. I'll answer that another day.
Well, you remember your boy? What was the coach? I can't think of the coach's name, but he left and he went to the Browns, I believe it was. He became the head coach, and he was a spinoff for that whole system. He was an assistant coach, and he got caught up with that same situation, man. They gave him a head coaching job. Got caught up with that same stuff with that recording practices and all that foolishness.
Well, see, the thing is, we got caught for it, but a lot of other people was doing it too. We weren't the only ones doing it.
Oh yeah,
we the only one got caught doing it.
Y'all got caught. Well, not really, because they burnt the evidence. They destroyed the evidence, supposedly. Yeah. Allegedly. Allegedly.
But the thing about the deflated footballs, I mean, I believe Benedict Arnold did that now. I truly believe he did that.
Benedict Arnold.
he probably guilty of that. He did that.
Well, so you think Bill ain't know nothing about that? That was just
Bill didn't know anything about it. No way. Nah. No, I don't think Bill didn't. Don't put that on Bill.
So who did the tapes then? Bill did the tapes, said he did the balls. They was hit him with a trifecta.
See, there you go, all these questions, man. I don't like these questions, man. It's too much for me to process right now.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. You never know with some of that football stuff, man. Some of that funny. I think I don't know if you remember the Super Bowl that the Titans went to where the dude almost scored. He got down to the one and the game was over.
Yep. The 1 yard line.
Man.
I was in Germany looking at that. And they used to give us the next day off in Germany. I was in the military because the Super Bowl, because it was we're 6 hours ahead. It was so late.
Oh, what time? Was it a day ahead in Germany or was it a day back?
6 hours ahead from the East Coast time in Germany.
Oh, okay.
So if the
Yeah.
Super Bowl is so if it's like 10 o'clock at night, it's 4 in the morning over there. Because man, I used to hate watching because when you watch the NBA finals when the Lakers be in the finals, like we got PT in the morning at like 6:30. Was 6 or 6:30? I forgot, it's been so long ago. So I remember the game 1 of the 2001 finals when Philly played Allen Iverson, the 48-point game. Philly played the Lakers, and I didn't even get to see the end of the game. I didn't get to see because I had to go to PT. I didn't see the end of the game. And my boy came to PT and told me, he's like, the Lakers ended up losing the game. And he's like, Allen Iverson, they won the game. I was like, he hit the shot and he stepped over Tyronn Lue, and then But yeah, man, it was a problem with the NCAA tournament, the championship games. Like the games would last about 6 something in the morning.
Yeah. But Allen Iverson, man, those dudes like that, man, that dude, he don't get enough credit, man. Because that Lakers team that you're talking about, they beat everybody, beat their ass. That's the only game they lost, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's the only game the Lakers lost. That's
the only game, the whole playoffs. The whole playoffs, they lost for one game.
You know who I blame that series on? Because I'm a Georgetown fan. I'm a Georgetown guy. I blame that series on Mutombo because Mutombo requested the whole Shaq one-on-one. He told Larry Brown not to double Shaq. He's like, I want to guard him one-on-one. I don't know why, but that's what he wanted. And I think Shaq averaged, that first game, Shaq had about 46 and 20. You know what I'm saying? People forget how good a game Shaq had because the Iverson game was so good.
I don't think they was gonna have to win that game. I don't care what kind of defense they played. They just won. They didn't have enough points. They weren't gonna score enough points no matter what. They weren't gonna score enough. Let's say Allen Iverson gave you 40. Let's say he gave you 40. So get the other 60 points to get it out of it. You ain't had enough.
Even though the Lakers won that series 4-1, a lot of those games was close in that series. They didn't like blow them out every game. Those games was close to the end.
Oh no, but that's because of the competitive nature. You just don't have enough. Yeah. You just don't have enough firepower. Yeah, and
that shows you how good AI is because AI, he really didn't have a second option. I mean, his second option was he had Eric Snow, George Lynch. You had Mutombo. I mean, he didn't really have a legit second option. You got Kobe and Shaq.
Not scoring, not point wise. Nobody can score.
But Eric Snow, those guys were Aaron McKee. Those guys were good because Eric Snow, I think was it Aaron McKee was a 6 man a year? Was it him or who else? Someone was a 6 man a year, and I know Mutombo was a defensive player. I know he was a good defender and all that, but he didn't really have a legit. That's why I always hated that. I'm a Spurs fan anyway, but I always hated that Stackhouse and AI couldn't get along. Because imagine they could actually get along.
Man,
you got 2 guys. That would have been the best backcourt in the league for years to come.
Yeah, that would. I mean, you know who else too? What's your man that was dunking on everybody for like 20 years? That was in Toronto.
Vincent T-Mac.
Vince Carter.
Vincent T-Mac couldn't get along.
Yeah, they couldn't get along, but those two dudes like Vince Carter could do. I mean, he don't get enough credit for what he could actually do on the court, man. That dude could score wherever he wanted to, man.
He wasn't just a dunker. Vince had a complete game.
Score wherever he wanted to.
And him and T-Mac left Toronto before he hit his prime.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
they were prime yet, man. Those 2 guys together, man.
That could have been. I don't know, man. But who was the coach? Did they have a coach, or was that like one of those expansion league coaches? That was a real coach they had.
No, I think Lenny Wilkins. Lenny Wilkins was the coach back then.
Yeah, that way he couldn't handle them right.
Yeah, but Lenny Wilkins. This is my thing. Because I'm a Spurs fan. Once again, Popovich. When you get these old coaches, they get stuck in their ways, man. It's my belief that I don't think these old coaches should be coaching young players because you can't relate to these players and the game changes. Like Popovich is still sending out 2 slow 7-footers in some games. I'm like, dude, you can't do that anymore. This is not the 90s and 80s.
Yeah. But you know what happened too with those coaches, man? If you look at it, they have to be somebody that the owner is comfortable with. So that's why you end up with that same circle of people, and it's that the evolution don't really have. And then when you get somebody who go against it, you end up with like a Mark Jackson. where he don't really click with front office, but then you look at the results, like, man, this man know what the fuck he doing. But it's just because they don't get along. He do anything wrong, he on the first day smoking out of there. They getting him out of there.
And I'm still trying to understand, how does Doc Rivers keep getting jobs?
Oh man, he's in the circle, man. They like him. He probably interview real good. They all know what they're getting, and they, you know, those look. The Dolphins is a prime example of that. The Miami Dolphins been sorry decades, and people go and pack that stadium out. They're gonna buy tickets, they're gonna buy season tickets. You go in there, that thing is packed, and they just as sorry as they can be, man. So at some point, I don't even think they're trying to win no more, man, because it don't matter. They're gonna make money. I think that's what it's more about, and especially NFL, because they got that profit sharing. So even if your team ain't really doing that good, they're gonna make it.
It's about money. Some owners, I've seen this. I've seen owners trade away their top talent. Some owners would rather lose and make money than win and not make money.
Yeah.
Because winning is only important to a lot of the fans. The owners, they don't care about winning as long as they're making a profit. It's about profit.
And it's probably a giant tax write-off too. It's probably a huge tax write-off because they have a lot of stuff funneled through there. Most of them people, that's not the only thing that they got going on. They got a lot of shit going on.
Oh yeah.
They got a lot of other shit going on. From the arena itself, they getting a tax write-off, and all the venues and stuff they got going on. And I mean, they got. I'm pretty sure.
Like the Detroit Red Wings owner, he owns Little Caesars.
Yeah. Or the guy from Cleveland on Quicken Loans. What's his name? Funny look at the little white dude that one of us arguing wrote that crazy ass letter to LeBron. I can't think of it.
Dan Gilbert.
There you go, Dan Gilbert. Yeah, he on Quicken Loans.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's Quicken. That's the Quicken dude right there. And you got Steve Ballmer and Microsoft that was a Microsoft CEO.
Oh yeah, I know about him in the Clippers.
Yeah, then you got the Warriors, that minority share guy. I think he's a majority. I'm not sure, but that Shamath Palatillo. I'm probably saying the dude dang wrong. The Indian guy, the little Indian guy who's a big time investor.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these guys got some interesting stuff going on. Then down here in Miami, that guy, I think he's a Carnival. He's a Carnival Cruise Line, a Royal Caribbean, or Norwegian Cruise Line. One of these cruise lines down here, he owned one of the cruise lines. The guy who do the heat, own the heat.
See, but that's why I have a problem with players taking these pay cuts to win a ring, to win a piece of jewelry. You're giving a billionaire, you're giving a billionaire a break, and you're a millionaire. That makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense at all.
And I try to break it down to people like, yo, they're trying to build their legacy. I'm like, okay, so check this out. If your job, your person at your job comes in and tells you, hey, you're the best person, you're the best worker at this job, but we want you to take a half salary pay cut so we can pay other people. What would you do?
I'm gonna give you a nice ring. I give you a nice ring and put your picture on the wall forever.
Yeah. Like, no, you wouldn't do that.
But look at Devontae West, man. Remember he came down to Miami when LeBron and them first came down here, took like league minimum of something crazy. He didn't exercise his player option, and he got paid like, a couple $100,000 when he should have been getting paid millions. And like, last year or two there, he was homeless out here. He had a little mental issue, but I'm pretty sure whatever money he could have made at this point, that LeBron was like his play with LeBron, and it was all taken care of. And people are like saying that same nonsense you're just saying. They trying to build a legacy. Like, man, you sound crazy.
Mm-hmm. But
Wade did that for years. Wade did that. Dwayne Wade did that. He ended up getting mad at the owner at the end because I think it finally dawned on him, because at the end he wanted to get a nice, healthy contract, and they're like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that. So he ended up having to go play somewhere else, and then he played, I forgot where he played at. Was it Chicago? I think he went to
Yeah, he
Chicago.
went back to Chicago. He went to Cleveland. He was all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, he did like a little tour for a little bit, and then he ended up playing his last year back in Miami. But when he tried to put his foot down, they're like, "Nah, man, we've been pimping you out forever, man. Get on back out there, girl. We've been pimping you forever. What you come in here with that? Go out there and make me some money."
They need to stop thinking these guys gonna look out for him. In the end, you taking these pay cuts.
They ain't looking out for him. Yeah, they not looking out. And then what burned me up is they be talking about millions like it's nothing. Oh, it's only a $2 million difference.
Yeah.
It ain't that much. It's like what?
The one thing that really made me mad, and he paid for it dearly, was what Boogie did. That really pissed me off. What Boogie Cousins did, because remember Boogie, the Pelicans was offering him $20 million a year. They offered him a $40 million contract, a 2-year $40 million contract. He
I remember that. Yeah,
He
yeah.
signed for $5 million.
Yep.
With the Warriors to try to get a ring.
Yep. And it didn't work.
And it backfired big time. He never got another big contract.
Nope. He ended up getting hurt. His career was short.
Yep.
It just
Yep.
and you know what it did too? It messed up his pay structure. Because if he would have took those $20 million, his minimum would have been higher. He screwed all of that up, man. I don't even know where these dudes come up with that crap.
For a piece of jewelry, man. Look, and you got to think, okay, it's good for your legacy, whatnot, but a lot of these guys back in the day that got these great players, and I've brought this up plenty of times on the panels. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell. All them guys are selling all their old trophies and stuff because they make ends meet. They're selling all their old trophies and rings.
Yep.
So I mean, dude, I'm just against young players taking pay cuts, giving a billionaire a break for the winner piece of jewelry, man. I just can't see how that benefits your life after basketball.
Well, and else too, like I don't get now is the new thing now. A lot of these guys, they don't even wait till they completely out. They start doing media before, like during their last couple of years, they start doing media. Which is cool. They're trying to transition, but then you see them bumping heads. The guys that are active and they're trying to transition into media, you see them bumping heads with the old guard of that media with all that fucking foolishness. They like straight up like going at it. They ain't even with it. That shit to me is comical because you got these dudes that was ex players and they've been out for such a long time. They just start cooning.
Mm-hmm.
Start calling them dudes names. Because, to me, like the worst one, and it showed with that LeBron stuff, because I don't know what it is. I don't know if LeBron took his woman or what, is Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless. But Bayless. You know why it hurt Skip Bayless so much? Because LeBron, in almost his 20-year career, has never even acknowledged Skip's existence.
You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
LeBron mention that man's name or anything, and that kills him.
You right. He never does say that motherfucking name. He's so fucking disrespectful. See, that's why I don't understand like Shannon Sharp or the dude he had on before him. Like Skip be sitting up there calling people all out their names, making them have nicknames and all this weird, crazy stuff. Like, what are you doing, man?
It's okay to criticize and talk about what's going on, but man, when you start getting personal with players, I don't like that, man, because you start getting personal with players, talking about them, and then once they respond back, you try to play the victim. Like, nah, you brought this on yourself.
Yeah, man. I remember when Chris Bosh was down here. He used to call him Spicy Bosh and
Spice, man.
Yeah, all this crazy stuff. Like, come on, man. You can't be calling that grown ass man that. Just weird stuff.
Guys, once you get him, like when Jalen Rose got at him, he tried to play the victim. Jalen Rose destroyed him.
Oh, remember that? Remember that day he got on him, and then they had like this. I'll never forget that shit. They had like this hour-long thing where I think Stephen A. Smith was on vacation.
Had to come in and defend him. Yeah, they sent Stephen A. Smith out there. Like, don't do that, man. Come on.
Yeah, that shit was funny. He got on him. He got on his ass. That's what he called him, water pistol, Bayless or some shit like that.
Oh, man. Like dudes it's like mad disrespectful, man. It's a way you can criticize a person without being disrespectful.
Well, I mean, you don't have to attack. You don't have to be changing people's name and calling people all out their name and stuff. That's like, I mean, if you gotta do all that just to get some attention, man, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You know, you shouldn't have to do all that. And on top of that, some of them like Skip, and it's a few of them like him, Mad Dog. It's another one named Mad Dog, and it's a few other of them dudes where like if they have this certain thing against a player, no matter what he do, if he have a good game, they got to find somebody to point to the reason why he had it. They never give that person credit. Never.
Yeah, there's some guys just not gonna give people credit at all. It's like no matter
Never.
what they do, and I hate that some players I hate that players actually listen to these guys.
Yeah.
Because then that distracts you. Because now you got to go out and try to play and please these guys, so they won't talk about you. And then you're constantly responding back to them on Twitter. I'm like, man, don't respond back to these guys, man.
But you got some of these new dudes on YouTube that's doing the same crap.
Yeah.
First they complain about Skip Bayless, then you look around, well, hold up, man, you doing the same crap.
Doing the same thing, man. They're like some guys' whole channels is just. I mean, I understand you don't like a guy, or whatever, but some guys they devote their whole channels as being negative towards other players, other athletes. So I can never do that. I can never talk negative about a person. Like it's not like a person. I say one or two things to keep it moving, but I'm not devoting months and months of talking about a guy. You know, I can never do that.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got nothing to really talk about because there's some of them dudes, like you say, they got a whole LeBron bash thing. Like they start talking about his psyche, and I remember he was looking at supposedly he was looking at some stats on the bench during the game, and people were just losing their mind about the man looking at stats, and that's why he don't win, and he ain't no winner, and all this. Like, man, what is going on right now, man?
I think LeBron's problem. Only thing I didn't like about LeBron is that he started listening to the media about the titles, and this when he switched teams to Miami and did the thing he did with Bosh and Wade. But other than that, man, LeBron's a great player, and you gotta get that man his props, man. I hate when people compare eras. Like rule changes, different eras, man. LeBron can do things Jordan can't do. Jordan can do things LeBron can't do.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta respect both. I'm not a fan of either guy, really. But I
basketball in general. But you remember Sugar Ray was I didn't know this till that movie that Kings came out. I remember Sugar Ray had that first press conference like that, where they were so mad about LeBron with the press conference and if he was gonna switch teams. Remember Sugar Ray had that press conference if he was gonna have the fight tonight, and had everybody sitting there and drummed him up and decided he wasn't gonna do it. And ain't nobody mad at him about none of that.
Yeah, man, and the whole thing, I thought it'll never happen with Mark. Oh, man, it's funny when you think about it now, but you gotta be
yeah, man, that dude had, who was it? Was that the Hagler fight, or was that the Hearn fight?
Hey, boy, Hagler, he told me like it'll never happen.
Yeah, had a big dinner. They had it on TV. Yeah, had the dude sitting there, Hagler sitting there, anticipating he gonna get the fight. You know, I mean, that was after he had the eye injury. Had everybody all gassed up and anticipated, and he not gonna do it. Like, come on, man, he ain't there's no venom behind that shit, none. I think times is definitely different now, man. Times is definitely different now. Could you imagine him doing that now, what he did back then?
Oh man, it would be the
They'll
talk
kill
of
him.
the media for weeks.
They kill him. He's scared of him. He's running. Why would he do that? Now, how bad do you think he hurt his legacy by fighting those last like 3 or 4, them last couple fights he fought just for the money grab?
He was already at that time. Leonard was already set. I mean, even when he came back and got knocked out in '97 by Camacho, his legacy was already set. Everybody knew Leonard had nothing left. It was set, man. Because he had already got beat up bad by Terry Norris years prior. Terry Norris.
Oh, did he? When did Terry Norris beat him up? He beat him up before the Hagler fight?
It was like 91. Terry, because he kept retiring and coming back. Terry Norris beat him up bad, man. Terry Norris beat him so bad. Terry Norris, because Sugar Ray Leonard was Terry Norris' favorite fighter. Terry Norris didn't even want to knock him out. He carried him the rest of the fight.
Oh, man.
In the fight, Terry Norris was about to cry. He was giving an interview because he had to beat him.
So he
I
did. He
don't know
did.
what he was thinking, man. I mean, he picked a safe opponent in '97 against Camacho. Camacho doesn't have that much power, but he was just Sugar Ray was washed out by then. He was washed, even though he was only 41, but he was washed by then.
But it's like that's just like Durant. When you saying Durant been fighting all them years, the same thing. Those dudes.
Yeah, Durant was old, man. Durant was fighting. He turned pro 67. He was still fighting 98. And William Joppy beat him up bad, man. I mean, I hated that William Joppy beat him that bad, but Durant, he shouldn't have been in the ring.
Yeah, them dudes. But he finally was getting paid. Remember, Durant wasn't really making. That was a good thing about that Kings. They showed them purses.
Yeah.
They weren't getting no money towards the end of their career, anyways.
Yeah. Hagler's biggest payday was against Sugar Ray. But Hagler after that, he moved to Italy. He started doing those crappy films. Those crappy action films. What was it called? Dongo?
I don't even remember. I was trying to remember what films he did. I couldn't even remember.
His Italian action film. Dongo, something like that was named.
He had like the perfect ending. He had the fight. He had the big build up to the fight. And what do you think? You think he won? I think he won.
Well, it can look like this. Hagler gave away the first 4 rounds. And he won a lot of rounds, but he gave those first 4 rounds. He should not have gave those. He should not have tried to box. He should have came out and jumped straight on him.
I think Sugar Ray was smart because he jumped on him right before the bell rang. He jumped on him at the end to try to steal that round.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. It was a lot. He was doing a lot of running, a lot of boxing and running, and you can get Sugar Ray the first 4, the 9th, and the 12th. Because I definitely gave him the 9th and the 12th. Because at that point, you thought Sugar Ray about to get hurt, but then he started backing Hagler up. And he started, he was flurrying off the ropes and backing him up. And in the 12th round, he just did a peck. Hagler wasn't anything. He was pecking and running, but he was landing punches. But yeah, so it depends on what are you scoring for? What are you scoring for? Whatever.
That was a good thing. That was one of those fights. Yeah, that was close.
Yeah.
That was close. But that's not the way they scored their fight, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, but nah. It ain't no way Sugar Ray Leonard won 11 rounds. No way.
Nah, come on, man. What? Come on, man. Yeah, that's just outrageous, man. That man, and then see, he had it. Now I give him credit. Now he had enough sense when it was time for him to go. He just left. He let it go. He didn't even try to hang around. He got so mad about that. For whatever reason, when he said he was done, he was really done. He didn't do the Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray had to retire like 4 or 5 times or something crazy. He kept retiring. Retired and come back.
But you got to think that before that, the Sugar Ray fight, the Mugabe fight took a lot out of Hagler. It took a lot out of him, man. That was a war, man. Mugabe was a hard puncher. So it took a lot out of Hagler, and at the same time, it ruined Mugabe's career. Mugabe was never the same after that. But after that, everybody was knocking out Mugabe. But Mugabe had a 100% knockout ratio when he fought Hagler. He knocked out every opponent he faced.
And Hagler was a beast, though, man. That dude was.
Hagler was a guy, man. You just wasn't gonna knock him out any old way.
Yeah, he was a beast. But I did like about that is they didn't show the build up. They didn't show the build up of that Hearns Hagler fight, how long that took, and how they had to delay and all that. Because that's what created that whole 2-round fight. That's what created all that trash talking they had done and all that. Like that whole build up is what got them to that point where they just wanted to go in the middle of the ring and just get it on. Like, fuck it, we finna just do it.
And something else about that fight? It took place in '85, but you want to know the great thing about that fight that everybody forgets? It was a Monday night.
Oh, was it? Yeah, you're right. Those were ABC Sports. That's why. That was ABC.
But that was a pay-per-view, though. It was a pay-per-view, but it was a Monday night.
Was it? That was pay-per-view?
It was pay-per-view. It was a Monday night.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, but I know it's Monday. Oh, but you know what? What that was 80? Was that the 80s or the 90s?
85.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I ain't know nothing about that back then. Yeah.
I remember, man. You know, I was in elementary school at the time, but that was a big fight, man. Because the build up, I mean, like the pay per view, you used to see the commercials and the pay per view leading up to the fight, and everybody wanted to see that fight, man. That was a big thing, man.
When I started tracking it, would have been Hearns and Hearns and Hagler came after that, right?
Yeah, Hearns Hagler came in. The Hearns Hagler was 85. Yeah, Hearns Hagler was 85. That was a Monday night fight, and also
Hitman. What about the Hitman? When he fought the Hitman, what year was that?
yeah, I'm talking about 85. That was Hagler and Hearns. That was 85.
Yeah.
But when Hagler fought Leonard, that was 87. It was 2 years later.
Okay. Yeah, boxing back then was serious back then. That was a big deal. That was right up there with wrestling. That was like that was right up there.
WrestleMania was still new back then because
Man, right.
first WrestleMania was 84. And man,
Yeah, that's WrestleMania, boxing, and football. Those were big deals.
Man. 'Cause I didn't have cable in my area, but I definitely watched Monday Night Football, and I used to watch the primetime fights on weekends. ABC, not primetime, but ABC on Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon. You have Wild World of Sports.
Oh man, the Wild World of Sports, man. That's so bad. Yeah.
And they would show old fights on Sundays. They would show the old classic fights on Sunday afternoon on ABC.
You know what, too? Now, you know what? Another thing people don't realize, some of these athletes that they had back then. I mean, it's hard to even believe that you're gonna have another Deion Sanders, another Bo Jackson. I mean, the likelihood of you having those kind of players, those are like, oh man, you probably won't get those kind of players again. It'll be a rarity. Those guys are so rare. When you see them, you don't even know what you're looking at.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. It's like, it's just like now, man. I don't think people put the effort in the sports like that anymore, man.
But those guys were proficient at a high level in two sports. Like that don't really happen. You know, dudes think they can play, if they're basketball players, they can play football or whatever. But it don't really work like that.
Mm. Well, I see Best Puge and Picasso in the chat. What up, fellas? Tino the Great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was looking at the chat. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, Best Puge, man. And I always ask Best Puge things, man, because he's very knowledgeable.
He know a lot, man. Yeah, too bad he can't get on there.
Insight on things, man. I definitely like getting that dude's insight on things.
Yeah, too bad he can't get on here. But nah, man. I mean, those two, and then you know what? They had that. Like some of them players, you see it, and they got that they just got it on them. It's something about them. They got it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Deion, because remember back then, baseball was popping in the 90s, and Deion was playing football, and then he jump on a helicopter, play the game, jump on a helicopter, jump off, go play baseball, and still be, it'd be good in both of them, man. That was freaking nice.
I like Deion Sanders, but I hate the Atlanta Braves. I hate the Braves.
Nah, man. Come on, man. The Braves was it back in the days, man.
I never liked the Braves, man. When Sid
Braves was it.
Sid Bream slid in, and Barry Bonds couldn't make that slide, man. I was hurt, man.
Yeah, man. Braves was it, man. They had that pitching staff that was pretty heavy, man. Braves serious, man.
I hated the Braves, yo.
Yeah, man. But them boys, man, them guys, man. And then like Bo Jackson, what did he break his hip or his leg?
Man. And it didn't look that bad, but yeah, he broke his hip.
You ever see like the dude that when they do those documentaries and they show how he broke it and the bones and all that craziness, man? Golly. And they said that dude didn't really lift weights either, man.
Probably did, because there's a lot of guys like I grew up with that was big like that, man. Like they were big guys, man. Just they call it a country strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. So it's very possible. I'm not doubting it.
Yeah, Bo Jackson, man. I remember him playing in the outfield. And if I'm not mistaken, he was the one that he was going for a fly ball, and he got close to the wall, and he couldn't stop. And he ran to the fucking wall and ran back down like it wasn't nothing, like a video game. Like, God damn.
Bo Jackson was crazy, man.
Yeah, those dudes got him. You know who else too? Barry Sanders is another one, man. You ain't gonna never probably ever like him.
Man, look, everybody keep talking about Barry Sanders versus Emmitt Smith. Man, it ain't no comparison. Barry Sanders is way better than Emmitt Smith. I like
Nah,
Emmitt Smith.
yeah, that
But
yeah, it was okay, but he ain't no Barry Sanders, man. Stop it.
Yeah, Barry didn't have the offensive line Emmitt Smith had.
Barry Sanders didn't have no offensive line. He got the ball for your life.
He made his own.
Yeah, run for your life. He getting the ball and the linebacker at the same time. Yeah, Barry Sanders wasn't nothing but the truth. But you see how Detroit did him at the end when they wouldn't let him out of his contract. He wanted to come back, but he didn't want to play there.
Yeah, they didn't. Man, he still had some years left when he retired. He could have put that record so far out of reach when he retired.
But the Detroit didn't want to let him go.
Yeah.
They didn't want to let him go. He wanted to come back. He just didn't want to come back to Detroit. They only had all the years that we've been alive, one quarterback?
What?
In Detroit, they only had one quarterback there, Stafford. That's it.
Yeah.
All the mediocre ass. I mean, he was getting killed, man. Golly, he was getting killed. You know who else is like that too? Like a one of a kind. Adrian Peterson is another phenomenal back, man.
That dude shot me when he came back from that ACL tear in 8 months.
Man.
He won MVP.
Yeah.
He shot me.
Yeah. Remember he had like a couple. He had like a. He was doing. He did over 2,000 yards, 2,000 something crazy. He broke a record that year, something crazy when he won the MVP.
That man got kids to feed.
And that man broke a record. That man was going crazy.
Got kids to feed, man. You gotta feed them kids.
Is he still playing? He stopped finally, right?
I think he got a boxing match coming up, don't he?
Nah, man. No, tell me he ain't the boxer, man.
Got a boxing match coming up.
Oh my God! Stop it, man. Frank Gore boxing, man.
Yeah, I seen him.
Frank Gore boxing. I don't know how good he gonna be. He just started picking up the sport, didn't it?
Yeah, I guess he's got bored and needs something to do, man.
He played football for a long time too, man. Not how good he is, that's another thing. But he played for a very long time as a running back. I don't know about these guys. Kendall Gill,
yeah,
been trying to box for a while. He's still been trying to call out Max Boy.
Yeah. Kendall Gill pretty good though. He's pretty decent.
Big dude though, man. You know, anybody trying to climb in the ring, that big boy dude.
He big.
That dude hit you with one of them hitter quitters. It could be Jake Paul, but stay away from that dude, man. Max, you better tell you what to stay away. You don't want no kind of problems, man. The dude too big, man. Them big boys like that. A lot of them dudes think they can box, man. They be trying to get in there and mix it up. What happened to the football player, the one that got in trouble with the woman? He had all the guns and shit on the bed. What's his name? Greg Hardy. Is that his name?
Yeah, he got knocked out in UFC.
UFC, yeah. So he never really did shit in the UFC.
His last fight, the one I seen, but yeah, he got put to sleep. He got knocked out.
Yeah, it's hard to see. That's one of them things. I don't think people. I would find it hard to believe somebody can just transition over into doing that after doing something else. That seems like that took you a long time to learn all that stuff on all them different levels. Because it's not just your hands, it's your feet getting thrown down, wrestling, and all that shit.
Yeah, you're not just gonna jump into it and be successful like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And they control all the money over there too, man. That's the other problem with that, man. They have so much control over that crap. Because Dana White and them set all that stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I don't know what the negotiations is. I don't even know how that works with them because they pretty much they signed on. I know they signed on 360 deals because of the way they get Conor McGregor.
Yeah, because I think he got a little piece of Conor McGregor.
Yeah, he couldn't fight him. Conor couldn't fight Floyd unless they okayed it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard they try to run it back.
Yeah, man. I heard that. I was like, man. Man.
No. I say, what Floyd got to be in his mid-40s and Connor got to be like in 30s.
Yeah, Floyd 44, man. No, 45. Floyd
Yeah,
45.
45. And Connor what? Connor got to be
Probably
closer.
early 30s.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
30s, 30 something.
Conor McGregor would never beat Floyd. I don't care how old Floyd.
Nah,
Man, he ain't never gonna beat Floyd, man.
I mean, if Conor McGregor was in his tippity top shape, wouldn't be the 40-year-old Floyd. That's not. It ain't
He's not gonna beat Floyd.
gonna happen. Yeah, it ain't gonna. I mean, but people gonna buy it because you got to Skip Bayless's that's gonna hype it up because he should have. They should have gave him a lot of money in that promotion because he really had fools around here believing that dude was gonna knock him out.
Yeah, I believe like he got a chance. Like man, you ain't got no chance.
Yeah, man. But Skip Bayless, it's a few of them other cats, man. The analysts, they was out there talking that crazy talk like that. Joe Rogan was promoting that nonsense too. He got a huge following. So some of them dudes started talking, man. They started listening to him, man.
But deep down, they knew. They knew that boy was lunch meat.
You can look at the Vegas odds. With the Vegas odds, like that last fight, what was his name? Better be of, I can't even say.
Joe Smith, man. I
Yeah, like
beat Joe Smith, and I like Joe Smith, but I like, man, Joe Smith ain't got no chance.
man, the odds was like 800 to 1 for him to make it to the 10th round or something. Like they don't do stuff like that for no reason.
That was never gonna happen. They knew that.
Yeah, they don't give no 800 to 1 odds on stuff. Vegas don't lose. They don't build all them nice casinos to lose money like that.
And I should have known better because the wrong V-side fight against Ben Rodriguez this past Saturday, wrong V-side was a 5-1 underdog. And Ben, I'm like, yo, maybe they know something we don't know. I was thinking like how they got wrong V-side that much of an underdog? But then when that fight started, I saw why. Wow,
yeah, them odds tell you a lot, man.
Yeah, they ain't gonna get it wrong too often.
Yeah, every now and then they'll slip, but like you said, they for the most part they on point. They got it right. The market makers had that market set, and they got it right. The same thing with the stock market. It's the same. They got all that stuff set up. Like they not really losing no money like that. And if they do, if you sit there long enough, they're gonna get it back. Sit there long enough, they damn sure gonna get it back.
Yeah,
See what happened with this.
What you say?
Say it again.
I said, what you about to say?
Oh no, I said we'll see what happened with this stuff. Now it's kind of good now because like sports, you can pretty much watch sports all day, every day, and you don't have to be like everybody's job pretty much is so fluid. It's not like it used to be where pretty much everybody. See, when we was kids, everybody pretty much was home like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Everybody was done working for the most part, unless you had an odd job. Now everybody's jobs are so flexible, and you got a lot of overnight jobs and stuff. So you can watch stuff on your phone, you can watch it on your tablet. You can watch live games. So it's pretty fluid now. It ain't like it used to be.
Yeah, man.
Hell, I remember
middle of traffic, looking at a game.
Remember the TV used to blank out at a certain time. Shit would go boom, like this shit would go off.
Yeah. The national anthem.
Yeah, that shit will go off, man. That don't happen no more, man. I mean, they different, and they remember right around we came out, they stopped. They had started NBA started kind of cranking up. They started kind of getting big, and that's when they had the Allen Iversons in them. Was right when they started that whole dress code stuff because they started getting too big. They had to present them in a certain kind of way to go across all the markets to get all that money.
That was one of those power moves. They wanted to take the power from the players. That's all it was.
Yeah, that's
like, we still got the power. That's all.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. In their mind, because those old white men felt like, hey, this kind of way, if this the way we wanted to see them, that's what that was. And they cannot even in then, you can only stop so much of that.
Mm-hmm.
You're only gonna stop so much of that because most of those dudes listen to certain music and they come from a certain background. It is what it is.
Yeah, man. I'm about to go to the gym, man. I'm about to get ready to go to the gym and open at 5. I gotta meet somebody there and do my workouts.
All right, brother. Good talking to you. Everybody,
Yeah,
we
man.
signing off here.
Yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow, man. I know Cal and Centos probably driving. I know Cal, he probably sleep.
Yeah, it's some with these headsets and it's StreamYard. I can't hardly get my headset out either, man. Used to be able to put your headset on and ride with the StreamYard, but now they did something where they did some kind of upgrade where it don't work no more.
Yeah, the stream, I'll be having some problems sometimes. Stream y'all, like it rarely happens, but sometimes I'll be my phone be going into sleep mode in stream y'all, and I gotta
Oh,
keep tapping
that's
the screen.
yeah, that's the StreamYard stuff, man. I don't know. I say one day I'm gonna look into it, but I ain't had time yet.
Yeah. All right, then. Yeah, I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow, man.
All right, brother. I'm signing off, bro.
Looks like we out. Holler at everyone in the future. Peace.